Yeah, so the Zeta extra Zeta train bots. What are they? Moon Studios. The Moon Studios train bots are not now up for pre-order. I'm psyched on that, man. I can't wait for that to come out. It's gonna be awesome. I was gonna get two right away, two of each, but I'm thinking that they'll probably do the regular Zeta thing would be to put out the metallic one second. So I'll probably wait.
He wanted to get two of them so he can make a longer train.
I want to, yeah. Can you imagine if somebody does that?
Oh, that's nice. What's that there? Oh, that's my $1,300 train set. Go stimulus check. Welcome. You have now tuned in to the Blackout and Shout podcast with your host, Mike Kincaid.
Can I tell you that Baby Yoda just annoys the shit out of me?
That's because you haven't watched The Mandalorian.
Oh, look at Baby Yoda, so cute.
Levy Curry.
Some people do all sorts of crazy stuff, like dinosaur romance novels. Those are really a thing. Taken by the T-Rex. A billionaire dinosaur forced me, ravaged by the raptors.
I wonder if there's audiobooks of them. And Jed Vargo.
He was always like well known for wearing the Nazi outfit on.
Captain Kangaroo?
Captain Kangaroo.
Didn't he have the...
No. And he did not dress up as a Nazi either.
So sit back. Mike, are you... Listen to me. Relax. Say, transform and roll out. And enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Blackout and Shout podcast, episode 110. Happy New Year's, everybody. Hope everybody's doing all right so far into this in the early going of this new year that's supposed to be so much less shitty than last year.
It's 20 hours in, everyone's like, fuck 2021.
Yeah, right, yeah. Everybody thought it was going to be like a light switch.
If there are those people out there that did think that, I feel really sorry for them. You're going to be severely disappointed.
Yeah.
So
maybe we should kind of target more toward like February 1st. Super Bowl. How about we make Super Bowl the new year? That's a good one, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll take that. Yeah.
Like Chinese New Year. No, sort of.
Wait, isn't Chinese New Year in April?
No, that's in February.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why
Remember, that's why there's always shipping delays in February.
Oh, April's
overseas.
My anniversary. That's why I keep thinking it's a whole brand new year. That's why. Okay, got it.
Don't you remember last February having just a little bit of extra money?
No. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's Valentine's. It's all like Valentine's Day, the commercial marketing bullshit of Valentine's Day that makes you buy all the crap that you normally would never buy at like twice or three times the price of it. Did you know that the number one, let's see if you guys know the answer to this. What's the number one day that flower shops sell the most flowers?
Number one day flower shops sell the most flowers. Well, this feels like a trick question right out of the gate because we
were just talking about Valentine's Day. We were just talking about Valentine's Day.
The day before Valentine's Day, but
Mother's Day.
I have a feeling, yeah, that's a good guess. That's a better guess.
Levy is correct. It is Mother's Day. Mother's Day is number one, then Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough.
Yeah.
So let's get started. Levy, did you have any shout outs or plugs, and did you get anything in the last 2 weeks?
Shout outs. Anything special? I don't know. Uh-oh. Do we have a guest?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, Blackout and Shout. I know that podcast. I've been on here twice. I'm your boy. I'm your homie. I'm your pal, John Cena. What's going on, everybody?
Ladies and gentlemen, from the number 2 Beast Wars podcast.
Hey, man, I don't associate with that shit anymore.
What's going on?
I went solo.
I'm taking my talents to South Beach.
That's it. I'm going to the other Beast Wars podcast. I got to find it first, but I'll get there.
It's the artist formerly known as Tyler.
That's it.
Who are you guys talking to? I can't hear anything.
Oh, it's like that, is it?
Well, no. Yeah, never mind.
How's it
going?
Version of John
I'm
Cena.
all right. I'm right. Yeah. I can't hear me. You can't see. Never mind.
I
Never
get
mind.
it.
Yeah.
Wow, right over my head. Jesus Christ, that joke was John Cena because I just couldn't fucking see it.
That's in our demographic, Tyler. That's called a dad joke.
Oh, true enough. Weird. You'd think I would get one because I am a dad. I mean, we all have dads, but I am one.
As a father, you should have realized that joke.
How you guys doing? I hope I'm not interrupting. I was cordially invited, half-assed. He just kind of, he told me you guys were recording, and being all sneaky as I am, I just kind of used all my hacker skills and jumped right in here.
So you weren't invited then.
I mean, he knows who he's talking to.
Cyberpunk 2077.
That's me. That's me. I'm disappointing on 8 out of 9 fronts.
you gotta get those numbers up, Tyler.
That's it. Gotta max out. How you guys doing? Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Good.
Yeah, we're doing great.
How was your Christmas?
It was good, man. We because of like lockdown and everything and everyone social distancing and whatever, we had a really small, I don't think remote's the right term, but just like a small and just immediate family kind of get together. It was just myself, Becca, Marcus, and my mother-in-law came over, and then that was just for Christmas morning, and then Christmas dinner we just kind of had by ourselves the next day. In fact, for Christmas Day we had Papa John's pizza. Shout out to Papa John, holding it down at the Gillette residence.
Do they have Christmas? Do they have Christmas on the same day in Canada? Is it still on the 25th?
Yeah, the only holiday we have different than you guys is Thanksgiving, because ours is in October.
Like Canadian Jesus or something.
Yeah, I think yeah. What would you even call that? Ricky from Trailer Park Boys? That's the Canadian Jesus. Either that or what's his name from Letterkenny?
I thought it'd be like Gary Chalk. Gary Chalk's a Canadian Jesus.
Oh, if there's anybody that should be Canadian Jesus, it should be Sebastian Bach.
I don't know. Is Tom Brady Canadian?
He should be.
I know, with as many fucking championships as he has. I mean, look at Sid Crosby.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, Tyler, but the day after Christmas, is that Boxing Day in Canada?
That's in the UK.
Yeah.
Oh, and is it in Canada too?
I think yeah. It's well, it used to be. We started adopting the Black Friday in November, but I think that's just to drive up sales before Christmas, and then Boxing Day is just another day to have a sale to drive up consumerism.
So what is Boxing Day supposed to celebrate?
It's not a celebration. It's boxing all this stuff up and getting back to real life again.
Oh, that's Boxing Day. Okay.
Yeah.
I always heard that I always heard it has something to do with like all the people that got shit on Christmas that needed to exchange shit or whatever. They had to take shit back or send shit back. They had to box it the fuck back up.
That's probably a part of it too. I mean, I don't know, man. Look, I just live here.
So it's not a day to celebrate pugilistic sports.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it Tyson like the ceremonial, piece then you put on top of the tree the next day?
Man, I've been to live boxing events, and I honestly cannot tell you a single Canadian boxer. I don't even know what the. Yo, does Trump have his own holiday down there yet?
Does Canada have boxers? I don't think
yeah, all the boxers from Canada are playing hockey.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
That's true. That's very true. But yeah, but
no, he doesn't have his own holiday yet. It's going to be on January 20th. Is going to be Trump Day.
Oh my God!
Is that
what you guys are getting your stimulus checks?
I got mine already.
Attaboy.
Yeah, I got mine too.
That pays for what? Half an X-Transbot combiner now?
It pays for 3 eggs.
There you go.
I was gonna say, like, the whole idea of getting a stimulus check and then immediately spending it on something isn't that kind of like against the whole idea of like capitalism and the reason why they're giving it to you in the first place?
The thing I don't get is why are they even calling it stimulus? What the fuck is $600 stimulating?
the economy. That's about it.
Well, the idea is they're going to take that money and spend it, and it's going to inject it back into the economy.
Chinese economy.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
The way these guys are dropping money on
Amazonian
eggs.
economy. Fuck.
The way I'm looking at it is $600 is like exactly pretty much the price of the Unicron, which is coming out soon. So the way I'm looking at it is that $600 I just got actually in my head came from Hasbro, and then I'm looking at it that Trump is actually sending me the Unicron.
There you go. I mean, he is kind of like a world eater considering what he did with this pandemic and how many people he let die.
Yeah.
I mean, that's now you have at least someone to blame it on when he's the fucking floppy mess
And
you get out
he's
of the
big,
box.
round, and orange.
He is big, round, and orange. That's a fantastic point.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
this Unicron's all floppy and shit. Thanks, Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I would give you $600 and nothing.
Oh my god.
No,
Well, now we know what
$2,000 for everyone.
design is.
Your bargaining posture is highly dubious.
Just Unicron with a fucking hair piece.
Yeah, there's a shot for you to do, Mike.
Oh,
it would be
man.
the greatest Unicron ever.
It'll be the greatest Unicron ever.
That's it. Holy fuck. Yeah, man. They started rolling out that vaccine up here too,
Did I?
which is, I mean, I hear about it on the news. I don't see anything because, like, it's lockdown and I just go from here to work and back. But they keep telling us, like, all the cases are going up, yet we have the vaccine being administered now. And I don't know, we've been on lockdown, but people are still getting it by like 3,000 a day almost. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Sounds like a conspiracy to me.
Well, you know what, Jed? There's kind of merit to that. Someone on Facebook told me, and they shared me a link to a video to a private YouTube channel. Okay, listen, I'm not done. Okay, hang on. They shared me a link to a video on a private YouTube channel that told me everything that I needed to know about this whole pandemic. Okay, there's three main key factors here that the deep state isn't telling you. One, 5G towers are responsible. You see, COVID is actually a radioactive device that when you contract it, it gives off the signal and your fingerprints to Big Pharma and the government. Not to be mixed with the government. Government would it be? The second key point is when you have COVID, the reason they don't want you to know this, when you have COVID, Levy, you can attest to this, you recognize that the Earth is actually indeed flat because you don't see any more curves. The curve lenses come off. And finally, with the deep state, it's always done by Little Caesars with the bacon wrap crust.
Pizza.
Oh yeah, you guys call it pizza down there.
Now,
Oh man.
I attributed the whole my notions of the Earth being flat to just fever delusions, but what you're saying kind of makes sense.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to get sick to be awoken.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you were breaking out of your proverbial shell?
Well, what did was it Doors or Alan said that how many millions of people think that chocolate milk comes from brown cows still in the United States?
I heard something
That's
about
true.
that.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous in amount of number of people.
Did I ever tell you guys when I was sick that I was actually delusional at one point?
I think
Really?
So
Yeah.
You thought April was Helen Mirren.
No, I had the strong impression that you guys were in the chat, or you guys in the chat were posting stuff about me on Facebook, and it was making me sick.
Oh yeah, you did.
Did I tell you guys about that?
Oh wow.
Like
that probably happened for real.
I was actually about to jump on into the chat and ask you, tell you guys, stop what you're doing. You're killing me.
What the fuck
Like
are
we-
you, a
we-
Digimon?
we were posting that he was at work when he was actually on vacation.
No.
Ooh. That's a conspiracy in itself.
Yeah.
Did
It
you get
was.
those pictures, Mike?
Yeah.
And now in here and hasn't said a thing since he jumped on.
I think he's
True.
just kind of like sitting in the recording studio, hanging out with the musicians that are recording, if that makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
who's here? Was Jed or
Nate.
Nate's in here?
Nate jumped in.
Hey guys, how you doing? Happy New Year.
Hey,
There
it's
he
all-
is.
Happy New
It's an
Year.
all-star show.
Icon.
It is. It's a star-studded cast. Nicholas
What's
Shea
up,
will be
Nate?
joining later.
I promised my wife I was just dropping in to say hello.
Yo, I made that same promise.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. She was like, "Hey, this doesn't mean you're going to be sitting there for a 5-hour podcast." I was like, "No,
Man,
no."
I've trimmed it down a little, right?
yeah,
She knows it's 5 hours.
like-
Oh man, because I've been on with you before. Anyway,
That's true. I've literally put your podcast on and then accidentally had a nap and woken up and it's still going. Like out for hours, and I wake up and you guys are just hitting
News.
weird news.
I think we've gotten better with that.
I blame it all on Mike. It's all
Yeah,
Kincaid's
it's
fault.
all Mike. Yeah.
That and my hour-long hauls, right?
Actually, Levy,
So-
you were here last show, and it was probably
yeah,
one of the
that's right.
longest shows we had. I couldn't even trim it down to 3 hours because Mike would kept talking so much, right, Mike?
Right. Yeah, it was totally my fault.
You had like that 40-minute haul. Remember, you even said you took to Levy's place for that.
You kept asking me questions, Jed.
I did. I'm sorry.
This
And
man,
it was only two people.
this
I
man wrote
tend
up
to do
an
that on
interview.
podcasts.
Wrote up 50 questions for an interview. But listen, I won't take up too much of your time. I'll let you get back to your regular scheduled programming. But before I go, I wanted to talk about this Cobra Kai, if you got a moment.
Uh-huh.
So interesting.
No spoilers.
No, I haven't even started the third season yet. But I find it really crazy how into this show that I got. So it was like 2:00 in the morning. I think I already told you, Jed, but it was like 2:00 in the morning, and I put it on as something to like, all right, I'll just watch this and then I'll go to bed. And I just figured I'd give it a shot. And when I've done this in the past, I've either fallen asleep or I sit on my phone or I'll leave it playing on in the background while I go to the bathroom, rub one out in the toilet. And I put this episode on from the very first episode. I was like immediately hooked, and I watched the entire season in that night until 7:00 in the morning. Then I went to work, sleep
Oh my
deprived, and I told everyone at work, I was like, I just watched the first season of Cobra Kai. It's amazing. There's a second season. I'm going to start watching it. And I came home from work and I watched the second season in the same night. And then I went back to work the next day, sleep deprived again, and I just couldn't stop talking about how awesome this show was. Then I started watching that show with my wife. And I watched both seasons twice, back to back, in the span of like 2 weeks, just because of how like awesome it was. Like the way it's written, just the way like in the actors, and just I don't know, everything comes across really well. I tell you what, I tried 3 episodes of The Mandalorian. I'll never touch it again. That shit was so boring to me. And like I'm not a Star Wars guy, but that's really a me thing, not a it thing. But yeah, I don't know what it is about this Cobra Kai, but it's done exceptionally well.
Did you ever see the Karate Kids?
Yeah, man, I grew up with it.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't grow up with. Hang on one second. My wife's giving me the finger hole and the finger going through it. What's up? Your keys. Oh, why would you? Oh, I guess okay. Key in the slot, right? It's kind of the same.
It's kind of universal.
Hopes up, hopes down.
She literally had made a circle with one hand and put her finger through it in the other, and just like turned it around a bunch.
You
And I
should
was
probably,
like,
you should probably tell her what that really means, Tyler.
that's a colon massage, babe. That's what Mike does with his tongue.
Hey. Hey.
Mike, call me later. But yeah, no, it's just this fucking I don't know what it is, man. This show, like that's what it was. I grew up with Karate Kid. I watched the first one. I don't remember watching the second one. Like I remember seeing like scenes of it, but I don't know if I watched the whole thing. Yeah, when I was growing up, we lived when my parents split. We moved into an apartment that was right above a video store. So, and my mom worked right beside it in the same building. So I would go into the video store and we'd rent movies all the time. And Karate Kid was was one of the ones that I watched over and over and over again.
I thought you were gonna say something like, when I was a kid, I used to live in Okinawa, so it reflects greatly on me.
That's
We moved into a place right above the dojo.
that's. Just start walking around my house when my mom's being loud. Kaya! Oh my god, that shit's funny too. I don't know where it comes. He's got like this little bit of a sauce that he puts on the word too when he says it, but when he yells quiet, I laugh every time. It's quiet. I'll start doing that to Marcus when he grows up.
So
Throw
you're
a little bit.
so you're totally like JWing the whole Karate Kid Cobra Kai seasons, huh?
I'm what?
JWing it, like you're walking in, like knocking on people's doors to say, "Excuse me, have you seen Cobra Kai? Do you have a moment to talk about Cobra Kai?"
Yeah, well, I mean, I do that with video games too. Like I've been playing a game called Generation Zero, and I'm trying to get everyone to play it just so I have a group of people that could play with me at one time or another. But no, with Cobra, like I've never watched a show, or it's very far and few between where I watch a show where I watch the first episode. The only other time that I can think of actually was Sons of Anarchy, where I watched one episode and I end up binging the whole season in one night.
It's a good show.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it was good up until like season 6, in my opinion. Anyway, I don't know if anyone. There's no spoiler.
Dexter was like that for me.
Yeah, well, yeah, Dexter. I stopped watching after season 3, I think. Right around the time they had the guy with the snakes, put snakes in bodies or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
That missed me with all that shit. But
oh no, I mean like it was when I sat down and just like intended like maybe watch an episode or two, and I ended up binging the entire season in a single night.
Yeah, it's a very rare thing, but like it's like a special feeling, you know what I mean? That like you're so invested in this that like you can't put it down. What
was Ice Truck Killer was what, season 2, and then
Ice Truck Killer was season 1.
Oh, season 1. Oh, well, what was the one with the chick then? The foreign chick.
That was season 2.
Season 2.
The actress's name is Jamie something. I can't remember the character.
That's when the cop, the
Lila.
black cop. When he exploded, right?
Surprise,
he got blown up. Yeah.
Surprise.
So what was 3 then? What was the nemesis in 3?
Trinity Killer.
Oh yeah, John Lithgow.
Yep, Lithgow.
Jimmy Smits.
Lithgow's Canadian too, isn't he?
Who?
John Lithgow.
John Lithgow was season 4.
I think maybe I made it to season 4. I don't remember the third one.
Season 3 was Jimmy Smits. He was the not the mayor. He was like a DA or something.
Right.
Or he was like a lawyer or something like that.
Dating Deborah, right?
No, he wasn't dating Deborah. No, he was somebody that worked in the DA's office or something like that, and then he ended up finding out what Dexter did and revealed that he wanted to be able to dish out a different kind of justice.
Oh, I think I remember that.
So Dexter tried to teach him, but then he kind of went off the rails.
I do remember that now. Yeah, that was that actor was in Sons of Anarchy too. What the hell was his name? He dated Gemma for a while after Cliff and Gemma split.
That was Jimmy Smits, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I
just don't remember what the character's name was.
Oh, the character's name. Ah, man. It's on the tip of my tongue.
I don't know why I want to say, like, it's not Romeo, but I think it's because he had a gang. Either way. He's a good actor, too. I like him. But, yeah. All right, well, you guys have a good show. I just wanted to pop in and say hi. It's been a while. Levy, good to hear your voice. I mean, I hear it every time I listen, but like good to interact with you.
Yeah,
glad to beat COVID. Don't go get it again.
No,
or else. And
Tyler, it was Nero.
Nero, that's the fucking yeah. I just watched that recently, like within the last 6 months, and I don't know why that name always escapes me, but yeah. All right, well, you guys have a good show.
Have a good night.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
We'll catch you later. Mike, hit me up about the song that we're probably gonna do.
All right, I will.
All right,
ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Gillette.
Tyler Gillette.
Tyler.
Yeah, later, taters. Hang on, I gotta do this outro now. Hang on, I got it queued up. All right, see you guys.
Speaking of taters, I put potatoes in my omelet this morning. It's delicious. It's really good. Good move.
Oh, good.
Potatoes, peppers, onions.
Maybe put some green onions on my eggs.
I put some sauerkraut right in the trash.
Hey, I had some pork and sauerkraut today, Mike, and I thought about you the whole time. I ate that whole bowl. I was like,
So
and I was thinking to
gross.
myself, I'm like, you know what? Do you remember how, I don't know if your parents ever you told you this, but they say, hey, you better eat that. It's going to put some hair on your chest.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why you don't have any hair on your chest, because you need
Yeah.
any sauerkraut.
Wow.
Are you hairless? Are you hairless?
Not completely, but
Huh.
not completely. It's like imagine
All you bastards with hair on the top of your head don't have any on your body, and it is such a fucking cruel injustice.
yeah, it's pretty wild. I don't have a single fucking hair on my back, not one.
Well, I'm going to debunk Jed's little theory there because I've never eaten pork and sauerkraut. I can't stand sauerkraut, and I have an amply haired chest, and I have hair on my head.
I automatically picture him with like Zangief chest hair. The character, like
that reverse the upside down triangle.
yeah.
So yeah, I too just wanted to come on, say hi, Happy New Year. MPRC is awesome. Get one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nate, real quick before you bounce out, what are you gonna be around lunchtime tomorrow?
Absolutely. We're never doing anything.
All right, I'll get at you for a lunchtime rip tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds
All
good. All right. Talk to you then.
Yep, have a good night.
Later, Nate.
See you, Nate. Happy New Year,
night.
Nate.
Happy New Year.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nate
Have a
Armstrong.
great show. Woohoo!
Yay. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, bueno.
I just saw Nate like two
I
Sundays
heard.
ago. Yeah,
I heard it when you went and you bought your dozen.
we're getting to that.
You mentioned that last show, actually.
Yeah, but I actually got him this time. I'll tell you. I'll tell you which ones they are.
Oh, okay.
Let's start out. So we were about to. I was just about to ask Levy, or I started, or maybe I did ask him. But we can get back into that. Levy, calls, shout outs, and did you get anything?
Tyler and Nate for the surprise appearance.
Yeah, I totally planned that.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Oh, that was a nice surprise.
Who run Bartertown?
Who run what?
Who run Bartertown?
I don't get the reference.
You don't get the reference. That's all right. It's a Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome reference.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
Yeah.
Guess you have to watch the movie to get it.
Look,
I'm sure Mike got it, I guess.
It's years since I've seen that movie, so my apologies.
The answer would be Master Blaster, by the way, Levy.
Okay.
That's the answer. So anyway, so what'd you get, Levy?
I actually didn't. Oh, well, actually, I can't say I didn't get anything because I did stop by Mike's earlier this week and dropped off my Christmas gift for him, and he gave me something in return. So I'm going to open that up now, and I will let you know what it is. So this is a live unwrapping, and oh, cool! It is the Cobra Island Beachhead. Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
you had mentioned. I think when we met up to when I got that Baroness to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, mentioned a little interest in beachhead. So
Yeah, I completely forgot all about that. Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
and like I said, there's one more on the way, but that'll get here whenever the fucking post office decides they're getting ready.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had a couple things get shipped through the mail this December, and it took forever. Like I had actually your gifts took a long time because I think it was in limbo for like 10 days. I had no idea what was going on, or was it? Yeah, about 10 days, I think, from the 8th to the 18th, because there was tracking before the 8th, but then when it got to the 8th, it said it's running late, but it's still traveling to the destination or whatever it says. So
That's why I figured I'd go digital this year. Be a lot easier with everything going on.
yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I got that $50 Steam gift card from Jed. So thank you very much.
Oh, you're
That
welcome very much. Did you get anything cool with it yet?
I picked up Red Dead Redemption 2. And what's the name? Oh, no, I'm sorry, not Red Dead Redemption 2. I got Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition and Disco Elysium.
Did you play that originally on PlayStation?
I did have it on PlayStation, but I never finished it. And now that I got this, kick-ass gaming PC, I'm going to be able to play it in 60 frames per second goodness at ultra settings with all the DLC, which I never got. So,
cool.
So once I'm finished with Cyberpunk, I'm probably going to either start that or Red Dead. And then I also, like I said, I also got Disco Elysium, which was, I believe it was the Video Game Awards Game of the Year last year, in 2019. So,
do you know, I wanted to ask you, did you ever finish The Last of Us 2?
No. That's a really, really, really long game, though. So I would venture to say that most people that started that game didn't finish it. So, but yeah.
Cool.
And then I also bought for myself this cool little game pad. Not a controller, but it's like a really large mouse pad from Linus Tech Tips for $30. So what was neat about it, though, is like they had all different sizes and they were all priced the same, $30 across the board. So
that's some same type that I have. Let me see if that is.
I can send you a picture of it.
I have a Reflex Lab. It's like the size of a placemat. It's huge.
Let me see here.
Oh, I know what you got, Levy, that you forgot about.
What's that?
You got your faux memory sticks.
Oh, I got my dummy RAM sticks for my PC. So
he bought these memory sticks. They're not even memory sticks. They just go in the memory slot and they flash lights and shit. That's all they do.
It's meant to fill in your empty DIMM slots, so that way you have
lights.
Well, it's to make your RGB look better.
It's Christmas lights for your computer.
To make your what look better?
RGB, your lighting your computer. Yeah.
This dude on my softball team, he bought fake like seatbelt things that you just plug, like so that your car don't beep at you. But it's like it's not an actual seatbelt. It's just like the end, like the clip end of the seatbelt, and you just plug it in.
That's safe.
Yeah. So that reminds me of like the decorative. Well, hey, if that's what makes you happy, Levy.
Yeah.
That's not even considered a mouse pad anymore, Levy. That's like a table pad. It's just there's no end to it.
I mean, it's still cool looking.
It is.
Here, show you my
Holy shit.
RGB lighting here. Oh, you can't post videos in the Discord chat.
You should be able to. Just maybe it's too big.
Yeah. Here, I'll post it in the Facebook Messenger then.
When Levy, look at that mouse pad. When Levy's not using it for his keyboard and his mouse, he's doing yoga on it.
It is pretty nice. But this is actually one of the smaller ones, to be honest. I mean, these got. I mean, the other versions of this got really, really big. So
it seems like, are you compensating for something with that mouse pad?
You got a mouse pad with like a pair of them rubber testicles hanging off of them.
So I got this mouse pad, if you want to call it that.
Mike, do you see the lights? Look at in the chat and the Facebook, the lights that he got. It's ridiculous.
I'm going. Wait, I'm going now.
I actually had cables.
It's like a fucking rave in your computer.
I actually had RGB.
Do that. Is that the dubstep?
That'd be great if it had a little speaker on it. It's very
I
nice.
actually had RGB cables that I tried to install on this thing, but my computer didn't work when I had them plugged in, so I'm not sure if it was too much of a power draw which it shouldn't be, or if the 24 pin cable just wasn't working right. So because it's actually you know what these are, Jed, the 24 pin cable that plugs into the motherboard and the 8-pin PCIe power cables that go into the graphics card. I have those that are RGB. I'll show you a picture of them. I mean, these aren't mine.
So funny. That's where this like the hardware engineers go. You know, what would they do if they tried to put like lights plugged in these? We got to put something in there to stop these people.
Here, this is what the streamer cables look like. Put this in the Discord chat. Now, I wouldn't have done rainbow colors like this. I have a certain color theme that I like to maintain, but
oh god, it's like rainbow lights computer.
I also wouldn't have put the 8-pin cables for the graphics card in that orientation too. I would have had them wrapping down around underneath it or whatever. So, but
Punky Brewster cables. That's what I call those.
Like I said, I wouldn't have done the rainbow colors on these. But what's really nice is like you can either have them light up like that and have them flash in a lateral direction across the cables, or you can actually have, because there are individual LEDs in there, you can actually have them going along the length of the cable to make it look like the lights are traveling along the length of the cable. And when you do that, that's actually a really neat effect. So, what? RGB makes your computer look nice. All right. Especially when you have a cohesive color theme. Like when you do the unicorn vomit, it looks like shit. But
I can't turn mine off, so I have like up against the wall so I don't see it. That's how much I dislike RGB colors in the computer.
Why do you dislike it? It doesn't hurt anything.
It's distracting.
It's not distracting. I have never been playing a game and then be like, that's some pretty RGB, and completely get distracted from my game. That has never happened.
That's because you don't play any of your games on weed.
Yeah, drop some acid and then just stare at your computer cabinet for like fucking 10 hours.
Yeah, I can see that. But
Bro, I had a brownie last night and played the shit out of Beat Saber, dude, and it was the most amazing thing ever.
I was reading, you know what? I thought about you like a couple of days ago because I was reading in the one Facebook about some guy posted it in the I forget what VR group it was, but he's like, can someone tell me what's better than VR plus weed equals question mark?
Equals question mark.
And then he wrote underneath it where he's like, nothing.
What about shrooms or LSD?
Oh, that I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah. I don't think you need the VR goggles at that point.
Did you ever hear of the game Control, Jed?
Control.
Yeah.
No.
All right. In that game, when you kill enemies, they kind of explode into like weird colors and shapes and stuff like that. So I've always wondered what it'd be like to be tripping balls and playing that game. That would probably be a mindfuck. So yeah, check it out. It's on Game Pass. Actually, I think it's actually on console Game Pass. So never mind. You don't have an Xbox.
I do not.
Yeah. So, but that's a good game. It's actually made by the people who made Alan Wake, Remedy. So you should check it out. It's good. And just check it out. It might be on Jedflix. So plus it's got ray tracing, but you don't have a ray tracing card, so
I don't. I'm so jealous.
Yeah, you should be. Ray tracing.
You got anything else, Levy?
I don't think so. Am I forgetting anything?
I like how Mike and I are your memory.
Yeah. No, I don't think I got anything else. If I did, please remind me.
You know what it is? It's all those fucking lights flashing in your eyes. Shit.
Flashing in my eyes.
Jed, how are you doing? And do you have any hauls, plugs, or shout-outs?
Let's see. I am doing pretty good now. I was doing kind of a little crappy earlier, but I feel better. So, shout out to John Bailey. Happy New Year, John. Fuck you. Shout out to I'm rebuilding this retro arcade box, and I was trying to get it all complete. So I'm trying to find all the posters and the video snaps of it and everything, so that it's like it looks really nice. But there's a site called EMU. What's
you mean like an arcade cabinet?
Yeah, it's like kind of be like it's I'm doing it for Sean. Yeah, I'm doing it for Sean. Like he's take it and redo it into his one cabinet that he has. But I wanted to get like a front end that had more of a track mode than say like just a plain old retro arch, interface and stuff. So I found actually for Linux there's a program called a track mode, and it's part of this RetroPie distribution. So I've been like hacking that to get it all together, and you need all the marquees, all the title things. You need the video snaps, you need the cartridge art, the box art and stuff. So, but there's a site called EMU Movies that has all that stuff in really nice little bundles. They're very convenient for you to pull down and stuff. Yeah. So I actually threw like $20 their way so I could get access to their FTP site, so I could just yank all that stuff when I need it. But,
so this track mode, is that going to like showcase like all of the games on there, or is it just like going to select games? Or
it's really cool because like the track mode is the software that is the front end to the emulation, right?
Oh, okay.
And then I use RetroArch for the core emulation instead of the individual software. Okay. So the track mode is you basically create ROM lists, and then it gives you a front end display, but it has all these really awesome like customization that you can use in it. And the RetroPie came with like all these like really cool intro videos for everything. Yeah. So like I said, I'm kind of like mixing and matching all this stuff together to build like this really nice box. I have a video actually. I'll share it with you then, so you can take a look at it. That I took a picture of it, but I want to redo the front, the opening intro, like in Blender to have like Sean's Arcade and stuff, and instead of like RetroPie. And but anyway, yeah. So EMU Movies has a really nice site. There's like no ROMs on it or anything. It's all like artwork and videos and stuff. It's really convenient. So yeah, shout out to that site. I got my very first Storm collectibles. I got Terry Bogard, and man, what a great figure that is. Shit.
Yeah.
Storm makes nice shit, man.
They do. And I would like we were talking about this before, Mike, about their scale. And it's like just so weird the way their scale is for this character. Like I thought it was going to scale with the old Play Arts stuff, like that was like around 8 inches. And it doesn't. It's like 7.3 inches tall or something weird like that. But it's really well done. And you get like this giant ass, power geyser effect and power wave and burn knuckle. And then you have like 4 sets of hands and 3 heads and an extra like jacket. And it's like, you get 4 fucking ponytails for a carry, which I still don't understand what the difference is, but okay. So I guess maybe if you lose the other 2, who knows? But you get like all these accessories. But man, the figure is like so posable, and it's like solid, and its center of mass is like perfect. I can like stand him on 1 foot, and it's really well done. Like the part of like his pants, like the jeans are like softer, so that way when you bend them, it doesn't like look like it breaks the articulation.
Yeah.
But that, like I said, that's the first Storm figure having. That's now I know why everyone says they're so good. It's amazing. Love it.
Yeah, I've handled other figures now from like Mafex, obviously, and I haven't before. Like I had all that Storm collectibles first, but now I got to handle a couple of these other ones, and it's like Storm collectibles. Even when they get up near $100, they're like pound for pound, man. They feel like the best quality out of all of them. Not that the other ones are bad. The other ones are good too, but like Storm just knocks it out of the park, it seems.
Yeah, I have like the Square Enix stuff. I had the SH Fig Arts and Bandai stuff, and for like this scale, like I guess that's a 1/6 scale. I'm assuming.
Yeah, they call it 1/6, even though it's a little off, but
whatever.
What's 1/6 scale?
This Terry that I have, even though he's like 7 point.
1/12.
What's that?
You mean
1/12. He meant 1/12.
Yeah. I'm sorry, 1/12. Yeah, not 1/6, 1/12. Yeah, it's just out of all the other like 1/12 scale figures, like when I first got Snake Eyes, like the special edition one, and I was like, you know, took it out of the box and I was hand posing and stuff. I'm like, wow, this is really well made, and it's and it's like that's how like Storm feels, but it's like one step above that. It's even better. Yeah, I can't say enough.
They say that Storm is 1/12, but it's not. I don't even know if that's really.
How tall are your ninjas?
The ninjas?
Are they 6 inches or are they a little bit higher?
Nah, they're a little taller. They're like, if you put them next to a Marvel Legends, they're like a half a head or so taller.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, but I know they're definitely taller.
But yeah, Levy, if you were on the fence for any of those King of Fighters, it's so good. So well done.
I have a bunch of Storm collectors. I just didn't get around to getting the King of Fighters guys. The Mortal Kombat figures, I think, tend to be actually the shortest out of the figures that they do, out of the lines that they do, because like the Street Fighter figures, you like the normal size one, like Ryu, he's definitely, I don't know if he's taller, but he's definitely a lot thicker than the Mortal Kombat ninjas. And I'm pretty sure the King of Fighters guys are bigger than the ninjas. So I think the bulk of their characters, like their normal size human characters, get to be about 7.5 inches tall.
That's what, he is. So I'll have to pick up one of the Street Fighters and see how it scales.
Yeah,
I have a feeling it's not going to, but they're just, I don't know, it's kind of weird. But anyway, I got that, and that was amazing. So that's all I really got.
Jed, let me ask you this real quick before I forget, because I know I'm going to forget, but that you getting that figure reminded me of the Fist of the North Star. Wasn't there a Fist of the North Star figure that was supposed to be out like pretty soon, right?
There was the shit.
Wasn't it Ken, the Medicom?
Was it Ken? Anyway, it was supposed to come. Yeah, it was supposed to come out in December, and they pushed it back to January. So it's supposed to come out this month sometime.
Oh, but it is soon though. That's cool.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Raoul is the one Raoul's the one that's supposed to come out like 6 more months from now or something. But Kenshiro is that it? Kenshiro, is that right?
Yeah, Kenshiro. Yeah.
Kenshiro is supposed to come out, I think, in January. But yeah, they had pushed it back a month.
I know you got in on that, right?
Yeah, I got 3 of them. I got one for each of us.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I couldn't remember which one of us got them, but all of us. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I ordered one for all of us. So eventually, you guys will have to give me money for that, but not yet. But yeah, man, that's all I got. I didn't get any RGB lights or anything like that.
No. You're missing out.
How about you, Mike?
I don't have much in the way of shout outs outside of I don't know, I guess shout out to the reflector file fans getting very close to 6. By the time this drops it'll be probably 6,000, so that's cool. Plugs. So I finished that idea I was talking to you about on the last podcast. And it's the Quint Bohemian Rhapsody mashup. So that one's up on the website.
I was gonna ask you, how come you put it on the bottom instead of the top, the logo? Because
I wanted a place to. A lot of times I use text at the bottom to fade in, like to fade out the bottom into the text.
Oh, okay.
Or if you put the text on the top, a lot of times, like if you want to cut something off at the waist or some shit like that, it just ends.
And it looks, gotcha.
It looks weird. So
better composition.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, that one is in the robot shop on dragonStarShop.com. So check that out. And hauls. Let me get my list here. All right, so I picked up some action. Let me whip this out. Shout out to everybody that's old enough to get that reference. So I met up with Ronan 2 Sundays ago, and I picked up a dozen Action Masters from him. So I got Rad, Oops, God damn it. Rad, Soundwave, Jazz, Rollout, Bumblebee, Bonsai Tron, Jackpot, Snarl, Skyfall, Wheeljack, Prowl, and Overrun. So I pretty much put a pretty good dent in this Action Master. Levy likes when I bring this up because he knows I had all this shit already. It's like you had that shit, you sold that shit, and now you're buying it again. I'm sure that probably happens from time to time. I hope.
Not to me, it doesn't.
I've come like 99% close to buying something that I've already have, and I forget that I have it upstairs somewhere. Like,
oh, but it's not because you knew you sold it and you're like, fuck, I wish I would still have that. And
no,
you buy it a second.
No, it's more like I'm like, oh, I gotta get that. I'm like, that's cool. And I'm like, wait, I think I have that already.
Yeah, so I got those. I got Storm Collectibles Raiden from Richie at the comic shop at Jaw Dropping Collectibles. So shout out to Rich. And he's awesome. You got him, right, Lev?
Yeah. Yeah,
he's really cool, man. Really cool. What else did I get? So for Christmas I got an Apple Watch. Vanessa got me an Apple Watch.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of dope. I'm still feeling my way around it and learning where everything is and stuff like that, but so far it's pretty cool.
Does it work like a Fitbit where it gets your pulse and all that stuff?
Yeah, it has all that shit on there, although I gotta set that shit up. I don't know. Sometimes it barks at me. I like it. You need to stand up, Chief. I like
Is
that.
it like the little toys where they're like, it's like feed me now or I will die?
I do actually have a Tyrannosaurus on it. Like when I like pick it up to look at it, like this little Tyrannosaurus, what do they call that? The Memojis or whatever. He kind of like roars at me and it's like, hey man, it's a T-Rex. Like, dude, what a great time we live in, bro. I can have, like,
what do they call it?
a digital watch with a Tyrannosaurus on it. Look at that, man. It's good times,
It's almost
man.
like you're 12 and you got the watch with the calculator on it.
Yeah, right. Dude, it would be great if I could ask the Tyrannosaurus math problems and he would give me the answer.
You should be able to, right? That should be hooked into your
like Grimlock when he got the brain for 5 minutes. Well, Michael,
Technobots.
if I ask the watch what my name is, it calls me Thunder Penis. Let me see if I can do it into the microphone. Hang on a second. What's my name?
You're Michael, but since we're friends, I get to call you Thunder Penis.
That's funny. I remember when I was playing poker at the casinos a few years ago, some dude came in with an Apple Watch, but he had his all decked out to make it look like a Steam like watch. Like it had the Steam character. Or wait, Levy, what's that game? Fallout. It had the Fallout like steampunk. Fallout. Yeah, what was this? The little Fallout dudes.
Yeah,
what's his name? Fallout Boy. Yeah,
I believe it's Fallout Boy.
Yeah, he had that all hooked up on his watch. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's dope.
Or
nice.
Vault Boy. That's what it is. Vault Boy, not Fallout Boy. Yeah. At first, I thought when you said when your phone said that your name is Michael, I thought it was like just trying to show you up, and make you look like a liar.
Oh no, I knew what it was going to say.
You got to name it Kit. Call it Kit.
I don't know if I could name it. I should be able to. Let's see.
They should come out with like because you know how like your GPS, some of your old GPS systems, you could get like different voice packs for them.
Yeah.
They should make one for the Apple Watch that gives you Anthony Williams' voice.
Who the hell's that?
He's the guy who voiced Kit.
Oh, died like a few years ago.
No, he's still alive. He's like 90, but he's still alive. I just looked him up. He's still alive. Like a couple days ago or something.
No.
Because I saw him on Scrubs. So I'm watching that again.
I would get the Doors voice pack for the GPS. It would be like, in 300 meters, turn this shit box left at the corner, you cunt. It would be Angry Doors. Oh shit, man, that brownie's kicking in. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's pretty much. Did I get anything else? No, I just got the Raiden and I got those 12 Action Masters. Yeah, that's in the watch, the Apple Watch, and a few other doodads for Christmas, but those are basically all the collecting bits.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure there's not something else that you got that you're forgetting?
Yes. Okay, so Levy, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that both my box and Jed's box here is the same, and they both feel the same weight. So is this by me opening this in front of Jed? Is this going to be a spoiler?
I already told Jed what it was.
Oh, you did? All right, cool. Yeah,
he sent me a picture.
I got a Christmas present here from Levy. You sounded super excited to get these to us.
Yeah, I actually was pretty excited to get this to you guys.
Yeah, it's 100% worth it.
Ooh, look at this.
So that
dude, that is an EJ Sue original. That's really
from EJ Sue. That's the only one in the world, and it is yours.
Dude, that is fucking awesome. That's awesome.
So, and,
EJ Sue's good, man.
Yeah,
that's a bunch of his work, man. He's really wow. This is
he's
so
pretty
cool.
fantastic. He was like totally cool and everything when I was talking to him. So I'll show you. Oh wait, Jed sent the picture in the chat.
If you look in the Facebook chat, Micah, there's the one that Levy got me.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So
mine looks like Skywarp and yours looks like Thundercracker.
It's Skywarp because Skywarp was the first figure you ever got.
That's right. Yep.
And
look at Levy remembering shit.
Starscream is Jed's favorite character. So
that's awesome.
And eventually, I want to get around to asking EJ Sue to do a Thundercracker for me, and that way we'll have the complete set between the three of us. So
be awesome.
And he was actually. I asked him if he'd be able to do the Blackout and Shout logo and everything. He goes, "Yeah, that's no problem." So he did that, and I thought that turned out really well too.
That turned out really well, man. That looks nice as fuck. I love his shading technique, man.
Yeah, the
everything kind of like crosshatched and everything like that. That's
now I didn't notice it until I went to put it in the box, but it looks like the package it was in got bent during shipping. And so there's a little, it's like a fold in it. It's not like a hard crease, so hopefully when you put it in the frame, it'll be hidden. That won't be noticeable.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine, man. Mine's not that. Honestly, like across the figure, you can't even see it. You only really see it like on the outside of like where it's just plain paper. This is cool.
Hopefully when it's like flat in the frame, it won't be noticeable. So
I'm gonna frame this one, but I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna scan this in and color the shit out of it. Yeah, this is awesome, dude. That's a fucking unique, cool fucking gift, man.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Very cool. Yeah. I love it. Thank you, Levy.
I'm glad you guys like it. So
yeah, it's badass, man.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
That's cool that you remembered my Skywarp connection too.
Yeah, that's what friends do, right?
Right on. All right, you guys want to move on?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's me.
Jedward.
That's my cue. That's
what
my
cue.
I have decided that with the new year, I think we're going to do the news a little differently this year. I think we're going to do a little bit more free form instead of laying it all out. But I still kind of like jotted down some stuff.
All
but
right.
I'm not gonna do all this type of thing. So I'm just gonna be like what I heard, what I saw, throw it together, and instead of it being like make it less by the numbers type of thing. But I'll still do the death stuff. But this way we can all. It's kind of like we're all contributing versus me just like saying, "Hey, listen to this" type of stuff. So.
All right.
So if you guys know anything, feel free to fill in anything you might have heard. But I heard, which was kind of sad, is that Dawn Wells was the actress that played Mary Ann in Gilligan's Island. She passed away. She was 82. She died of COVID too, which blows. So,
man.
But yeah, she was like, I heard that it was like really nice to be around and pleasant. Like everyone had like everything, like really good things to say about her and stuff. So, of of our collecting community passed away, Felix Johnson, which was kind of sad.
Yeah, that was really sad to hear about.
So I wanted to kind of like, kind of give a shout out to Felix because he was a really, really nice guy. I talked to him.
He was a friendly dude, man. Yeah. It always seemed like he kind of had some health problems and shit like that, but I never realized, to what extent and stuff. So yeah, it sucks, man. Yeah, he was a nice guy.
So, did you guys know of anybody else that might have passed away that you want?
Can we back up to Marianne for just a second? Because I don't know if we've ever tackled this subject, which has been tackled everywhere else, but we've never done it, I don't think. But like Marianne versus Ginger.
Oh,
I was always a Marianne guy.
Me too.
This is very, very sad for me. I love Marianne.
See, I would have thought you were like all 100% Mrs. Howell, but I guess I'm wrong.
Yo, I was watching I watched Red. You ever see that movie Red?
Yeah.
And Helen Mirren was in it, and she had the fucking sniper rifle, and she was like out in the woods picking motherfuckers off, and I was like, I could see it a little bit.
God, what's wrong with you? Oh, but you couldn't see it while like Excalibur was playing. But then again, you had your eyes closed during that movie anyway.
I don't know if I made it that far.
You didn't get to her part yet. Yeah.
Fucking Excalibur.
Liam Neeson was tagging her for a while back in the 80s.
I bet he was. Just imagine like Leffy finding out that there's a sex tape. Or that he's got he has a deep fake videos on.
Oh my God, you just gave me a great idea. Thank you.
Is he still here? Levy, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Ignoring us. That's what it was.
Nothing.
No, I was actually I'm sorry, I was just sending a message. Sorry.
Oh, so you weren't paying any attention. That's good. Jed?
Yeah.
Put that one in your back.
I'm on that. I gotta write that down so I don't forget it. Man, I'm on that. Maybe I'll even have it done before the show.
Well, you might have to, because the little Levy will actually hear it when he listens back to it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So let's see. Did you guys see the Coming to America 2 trailer with Eddie Murphy?
No, I heard it was coming out. I didn't know there was a trailer already.
No, I forgot to look at that.
Oh, that's good. It actually looks really funny.
There was like a meme going around, or it wasn't even a meme. It was just like it had a top and bottom picture, and it said 1980 whatever. When was the first one out? 80? Was it late 80s?
Wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was early 80s, I think, wasn't it? What was it?
Was it 87, 88 or something like that?
I don't think it was that. Was it?
I'm finding out right now. 1988, June 29th, 1988. So they had 1988, and they had Eddie and Arsenio, and then they had 2020, and it was a picture of them two on the bottom. And I'm like, if that's a real picture, these motherfuckers didn't age, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And then I'll find out that I was just looking at two pictures from 1988. they were just fucking with everybody.
They were digitally de-aged.
Yeah, right. Oh,
Wesley Snipes is in that movie, the new movie. When you guys get a chance, you should watch the trailer. It's actually pretty fun because he goes back to the barbershop and everything, and they're all the same characters are there.
Yeah.
Godza kutta kinte in Ebola.
Oh, I forgot to mention before going back to the EJ Sue drawings.
Yeah.
He's actually going to post them on his page.
Oh, yeah.
So I just asked him to wait until I gave them to you, obviously. So,
right.
So he's going to post them on his page. And I did forget to mention, I just wanted to throw a shout out to EJ Sue and to thank you for doing these commissions for me. So thank you very much.
Yeah, that's awesome. Everybody's going to be like, wow, those look great. Who the fuck's Blackout and Shout?
Yeah. Let me see if he'll include a link to our Facebook page when he posts.
It would have been totally fun. You know, it would have been funny, like just to talk about, not if you would actually did it, but if you would have got us all Beast Wars characters.
And would have put number 1 next to it.
Like Cheetor's face where Blaster's head is. Oh shit.
So I watched some stuff over the last 2 weeks. I watched this documentary. It's called Insert Coin, and it's really good. And it's about the Williams and Bally Midway and the whole like arcade thing from like the 80s all the way up to like 2000. And there's some really interesting stuff in there because they talk about everything from like Narc all the way up to Mortal Kombat to like NBA Jams to like Cruising USA and all that stuff. And these interviews with the developers and the CEOs and everything. And I was just like, I was blown away at some of the stuff that I didn't even know about, like what they were doing. Like I didn't know that there was Mortal Kombat characters in NBA Jam, like the original prototype.
Really?
Yeah, there's like I had shared these pictures before, like in the chat. Let me send them to you, Mike. You might probably missed them, but they had this, like NBA Jams was like one of the first official. I think it was the first officially licensed by the NBA, like video game, like arcade game.
Mm-hmm.
And once they saw that, because of Mortal Kombat was, you know, had like this big controversy thing going on with it. Once they saw that it was like you could choose those characters, they completely got pissed off about it and told them they had to remove them.
They had
find the other one.
They had to remove them.
Yeah, so they had to scramble to redo like the game and send out all the new ROMs for the boards and stuff so that it would take these characters out. Hold on, here's the other one.
Well, I don't see why, because they were both owned by Midway.
Right, but NBA Jam was had licensed people, players.
NBA said they want them to take them out. Oh, I got you. I got you.
So NBA was really upset with that.
Get the fuck out of here.
Now I know they had other stuff, like secret characters and stuff that you could put codes in for.
I love how they're not wearing their Mortal Kombat outfits, but they're just wearing like basketball uniforms that look like it. That shit is.
And
there's another one where they had Raiden like doing the dunk and everything too with his hat on and shit.
Yeah, because I know they had. I'm pretty sure they had Bill Clinton and George Bush in there. I think.
Oh, I don't know. This was the arcade. This is the cabinet. Like this is the cabinet when it first came out. Like not a home console or anything.
Yeah, I mean, they did come out with different versions of the game. Like even in the arcade, they came out with updates and stuff to it. And I know there were codes for secret characters and stuff. And I'm pretty sure I remember seeing the presidents in there, like Clinton and George Bush. I could be wrong though, but
it's really interesting documentary. I highly recommend. Tons and tons and tons of information about Mortal Kombat and like everything else. And the other thing that blew my mind too when I was watching it is that they had said like right around this time Jurassic Park had come out and everyone was going, wow, you know, it broke all these records and made like $370 million at the time, whatever. That was the top, you know, ever. And the CEO was like, he's like, yeah, everyone was so excited. He's like, NBA Jam made over $1 billion. Wow. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Did you guys play that in the arcade? Were you guys big basketball?
I played NBA Jam a little bit, but we were more into Blitz, NFL Blitz.
NFL Blitz was the greatest, man.
Yeah, I remember the one time fucking Mike just like absolutely destroyed me because the game allowed pass interference. It's one of the most broken things about that game. Is you can tackle.
It was terrible.
You can tackle the receiver before the ball even gets anywhere near him. So I finally discovered that, you know, if you run the ball and just do the spin move every time somebody tries to tackle you, they can't tackle you.
Yeah.
Like, or I'm sorry, it drastically reduces the chances of you getting tackled, but like it also does increase your fumble chance. So if they do tackle you, you have a higher chance of fumbling the ball. But I just kept running the ball, and after that, it was just like, eh. But I was so mad when every time I would throw the ball, Mike would just tackle my receiver. I'm like, that is so fucking unfair. There's a reason why that shit is not allowed.
You can hear it coming back in his voice right now. Listen to him.
They don't even allow
I hear him.
goaltending in NBA Jam, yet they allow pass interference and blitz. What the fuck, Midway?
That's 20 years of anger right there, Mike.
Yeah, you're goddamn right it is. You're goddamn fucking right it is.
Yo, you know me.
We used to get so fired up too when we play blitz at home too, man. That shit was crazy.
It made me laugh, dude. I was at Richie's store this weekend, and we were talking about video games because I was saying about I played DJ and Wii Boxing, and I fucking handed him his ass in that game, and he said it was because of the controller. So then we switched controllers, and then I beat him with the other controller, and then he was saying it was the space we were standing on. So then I switched spots with him. So I beat his ass with both controllers and from both spots, but it was still something wrong with the controller, and he was losing his fucking mind. And Richie was saying about the same thing about he was playing with his kid, and his kid was getting real mad, and Richie was like, "You gotta calm down when you play video games." And I told him, as soon as you said that, man, I thought about when he King Konged. What game did he King Kong, dude? You remember?
Can you guys tell me it was Mortal Kombat?
Was it the Mortal Kombat machine, or was it the Killer Instinct? Or no, maybe it was Primal Rage.
I thought it was Blitz.
Oh no, you're right. You're right. It was Blitz. It was Blitz. He fucking King Kong the machine, and he climbed up on the side of it and just like, oh man, it's so funny.
He goes, "We need to leave the past in the past," he said.
That shit was funny. Yeah. Midway made a whole bunch of those arcade sports games, or at least 3 of them, because they made the NBA Jam, NFL Blitz, and then NHL Open Ice. But they never did a baseball one.
Well, I guess it was based on licensing,
Maybe.
I'll tell you what trips me out. At risk of sounding like an old man, but if you're like a teenager or like up to whatever, like age 20 maybe, the concept of actually going to a place and playing other people in games like face to face is probably almost
and having to pay money for each game you played.
Yeah, right. And put it in a quarter. Yeah, right.
50 cents or a quarter in.
Like that has got to sound absurd, right?
Right. I mean, fighting game fans, they would, at least understand that, I think.
Like it's wild, man. Like you see these
fighting game fans, but
you see these places like like the Yes Arcades and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like a novelty, and it's cool and everything. But like back in the day, that's just how we did it.
Yeah. Because there was no online play back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And the 80s, arcade days, if you wanted to play against people, that you either had to go to the arcade or you had to play local co-op on your game console, and the game console games were never as good as the arcade versions,
right? Until
you got to like the Dreamcast era, like late, very late 90s, early 2000s. That's when the console games started looking better than the arcade games. But up until that point, if you wanted the best experience, you had to go to the arcade. You had to plunk your quarter in the machine to play. And
they talk about that a lot actually too, because they said about how everything was going. And they think that one of the main reasons why that the whole, arcade system went to shit was because of all the home console versions of things. Like Pac-Man looked like dog shit on the Atari 2600 and wasn't the same experience as what you would get in the arcade. So it really hurt the industry. But, when they came out with NARC, that was when, everything changed for them and they were able to just... They talked about the Terminator 2 game. They talked about Revolution X. Was it the one with Aerosmith?
The Aerosmith one, yeah.
Going back to
they actually had then they were showing Joe Perry and everything. They're like, it was funny. They had Joe Perry in like a voiceover booth, and they're like, say, yeah. He's like, yeah. They're like, say, all right. He's like, all right. He's like, say, rock and roll. He's like, I'm not saying that. He's like, that sounds dumb.
Going back to NARC. I will always remember the first time I blew up a hobo junkie with a rocket. Because you would shoot the rocket into a crowd, because like the enemies were like druggies and hobos and crackheads and shit, and they would come at you, and like because like they were like freaking frazzled looking old dudes in fucking overcoats and shit. And they would come at you in groups, and you would fire a rocket into them, and like flaming body parts would just go flying out of an explosion. It was great.
Imagine a video game just like promoting police brutality.
Oh my god!
To the full,
They were unarmed. They were completely unarmed. Some of them would pull guns out of their pockets or out of their coats, but a lot of times they didn't have guns. They just came walking at you, and you would gun them down and launch the occasional freaking rocket propelled grenade at them.
Imagine that shows up on the news. It's like this cell phone video of like a cop blowing up a hobo with a rocket launcher on the 6 o'clock news and shit. I don't know why I'm laughing, but yeah.
They talk all about that stuff. They talk about and they were talking about how the CEO got interviewed for the Terminator 2 game, and about how she was trying to push it that they were promoting police violence because you shoot cops in that game, just like he does in the movie. He shot them all in the legs, didn't kill them, just kind of disabled them. But yeah, you said there was like a lot of turning points for stuff like that. That it was funny because they were talking about when they were designing the Narc game. They're like, okay, so what happens when you blow up someone with a rocket launcher? What does it look like? And they're like, what? What do you mean? They're like, well, what does it look like? And they're like, oh, okay, here we go. But yeah, hey, that's up on Jetflix. So whenever you guys get the chance, I highly recommend you watch it. It's really good. I started watching The Stand. Libby, have you been watching that at all?
I have not watched it yet, but there was I did download the first 2 episodes from Jetflix.
The third one's up there too.
Yeah, I saw you put it out. I just didn't get a chance to grab it yet.
I watched the first episode and a half or first 2. I forget. I was like, I can't remember if I finished the episode or not. It's good. It's kind of odd how they're doing it. They're like doing this. They're like starting at like different points in time and doing like flashbacks and stuff.
Oh.
But yeah, it's decent. It's good. There's some
flaming body parts for you guys.
There was this dude at the arcade, Jed, that we used to play at, and I can't remember. Levy, you're gonna have to refresh my memory on what, because I know we had a nickname for him. But he used to show up and wearing army fatigues, and he would go to Revolution X. And
I called him the Marine. We always had different nicknames. I called him the Marine.
Well, he would go in, and he was on a mission to get the high score. And it would piss him off. Like sometimes if you would go over and put a quarter in on player 2, he would get pissed off and just leave the game because he wanted to be like on a solo mission. He was like serious as a heart attack. Like if I would run in, if I'd see that guy now, he would raise red flags.
Yeah, I was gonna say if there was no Revolution X, I think he would have shot up a school.
Yeah, seriously, man. Yeah,
or a mall or something.
We had some characters, boy.
Probably. Oh wow, that mall. Yeah, he was a scary dude. We had nicknames for everybody. There was Gut Hogan, Psycho, fucking. I used to call Gut Hogan Kiefer because he looked like Kiefer Sutherland to me, like a fat, like Wish version of Kiefer Sutherland.
Gut Hogan. What a creative name that is, Gut Hogan.
There was the Greaser and the Troll.
Yep. Yeah, Psycho. I remember that one.
Yeah, Psycho.
Jed, I'm actually surprised I never got beat up because I used to act like such a dick.
Oh, we were terrible. We were, you know how you got like internet bullies today, like on Xbox Live chat and stuff like that. We never used racial expletives, but we were complete dicks.
Like when you're really good and you're really good.
Yeah.
And you let everybody know about it.
Like there was this one kid that used to come in and like he would just jump into my Mortal Kombat game and everything, and I'd like completely destroy him, and he'd like rage quit and just like walk away from the machine before the game was over. And he'd play some other game, and then I would just I would just stop playing the game and then jump into the game he was playing, and I would follow him around because nothing would piss me off more than a rage quit. And then finally, the one time he walked away and I said, "Get back here! I'm not done with you yet." And he just walked out and hit his friend and whatnot. And so it got to the point where I never let him play anything. Every time he would come, whenever I would come in, because it got to the point where he stopped playing games I was playing. But then, like if I were to come in and he was there playing already, I just jump right onto the game, and he would like ask me, "Hey, can you just let me play?" He's like, "Nope." Click. And then there were other times when, like, if he would come in and start playing something else, I would just drop what I'm doing and go and jump in his game. And it got to the point where he couldn't play anything without playing against me, and I knew how to play all those fighting games. So, and he wasn't like necessarily bad. Like, he kind of knew what he was doing, but he just wasn't on my level. And I was such a cocky prick. But he also pissed me off with that rage quit, you know? And so I just made him pay for it. You know? And you know, am I ashamed of it? Nah. You know, I do it again. You know? I do it again.
Those are the day glory day. Yo, glory days should be playing in the background right now.
Do you remember like when we used to play, like I would be playing Street Fighter Alpha and you would be playing Mortal Kombat, and then like in between rounds we would switch.
Yeah, and we would be whooping it. Yo, you know what? It's like almost you forget how much of a peckerhead we were. I see people like actually Vanessa's tattoo guy, Frank. Here we used to play against him back in the day.
Oh,
so
really?
So when me and Vanessa started dating and shit, he said that
when you walked in, was he like, "Oh, this fucking prick"?
when she told me that he recognized me, I said, "Listen, just tell him that I apologize for however I probably acted towards him." We laugh about it and shit. I'm like, dude, I can't even. I was like, I don't know what I did or what I said at you, but I'm sure I said something. And I'm like, I can't even believe you're talking to me. So.
Oh, you also remember when we would tag on a game and like I would get the first round, or no, wait, would it be how was it? Like I would get the first round and that's what it was. You would get the first round, I would get the second round and lose. You would win the first round, I would lose the second round, and then I'd be like, I want to get the run back, and I'd end up losing the third round. You get so pissed off at me because I'd always want to get the run back on the third round.
I'd make him pay for the next fucking game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's your quarter, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's my penance. Yeah, but that shit was funny. You get so pissed off.
Yeah, that's exactly how we would do it.
Eventually, he stopped letting me get the run backs. No, man, give it back.
I think I had to actually wrestle him off one time, like where. You ever see like in like in Major League, like when they're trying to send a pinch runner out for Doran and he doesn't want to get off the fucking base, and the other guy's like nudging his way on that. Oh shit! Oh man, I'm glad you brought this up, Jed. Trip down memory lane on a brownie.
Always want to get that run back. That was fun.
Jed, I was beating the psycho the one time I was playing him, and I beat his ass to an inch of his life, and then I walked off and got a drink at the water fountain, and I let him beat on my character the whole time I was gone, and then I came. No,
he didn't touch your character. That was the funny part, because he was on the other side of the screen. Remember, he was playing Sindel, so all he kept doing was just hitting forward, and just matching on high punch. So he just kept doing the screen from across the screen, which only hit like right in front of him. So he didn't move from his spot. So like Mike just saw this. And he just like stopped, walked, because the Mortal Kombat machine was in the front of the arcade, like right at the entrance when you walk in. He walked away from the machine all the way to the back of the room to get a drink of water, came back and won the round.
Wow.
Because all he just kept doing there was just sitting at the other side of the screen, just doing this special move that doesn't move you forward and doesn't hit from across the screen. So he just sat there and kept doing it, and like walked away, took a drink, came back, and just proceeded to whoop the shit out of him again.
And then I beat him and he'd go, fuck. like I almost had him that time.
Oh my God.
So good.
Oh, man. That's funny.
Jed, we weren't getting laid. We had to be good at something.
Oh, that was so funny. That was a nice trip down memory lane, man.
Cool. Yeah, watch that documentary. You guys will love it.
Actually, I think I might have seen it, but I'm not sure.
It just came out not
Did
too
it?
long ago. Yeah. You probably saw
Okay.
bits from when they were talking before about, like Mortal Kombat and when they were like doing the background recording of the actors and stuff.
I know which documentary I'm thinking of. So
Okay.
there was a fighting game documentary that's actually never been, that at the time when I saw it had never been aired. It was never released on the internet. I had to actually go to Evo to watch it, but it's called Bang the Machine. I'm pretty sure there's full versions of it now available on YouTube. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was a documentary about Chinatown Fair arcade up in New York and stuff, I think, as I recall.
I'm pretty sure if I Google "Bang the Machine," that's not what I'm going to get.
I was saying, I was talking to Sean the other day, and I was walking downstairs and I tripped over one of my daughter's toys, and it's a Doc McStuffins, and that's like a character. And he goes, "Who?" I said, "Doc McStuffins." He's like, "Didn't they think twice about that name before they named her?"
No, they did not. Doc McStuffins.
So the last season of Vikings dropped too. The last 10 episodes of the series. I didn't get a chance to watch any of it yet. And season 3 Cobra Kai dropped too today.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of stuff to watch now. Before there wasn't anything. Now there's a bunch of shit that just fell out of the sky this past week. Plus the Transformers and everything dropped too on Wednesday. It was, or Thursday, I think. Hunter x Hunter. I watched that movie. We talked about the trailer before. With Devin Sawa. That was the dude from Final Destination. He's like all grown up and old now. And the other guy from Terminator 3. What's his name? Charlie something. Nick Stahl. That's it. Nick Stahl. That was actually a good movie. It was really good. You could tell like where it was going and what was going to happen, but like it was really suspenseful. And then like the ending, was like kind of like stuck with you after you got done watching a movie. So it was. I recommend that movie too. That was pretty good. I watched Wonder Woman 84. That sucked. That was fucking terrible. that was horrible. I couldn't. And it was long. It was like over 2 hours. And it was a waste of time. Did you see it?
Yeah,
Mike?
I did see it. Yeah, we watched it. We watched it a day or two after it went up, and we're glad we didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
I mean,
how about you?
Sometimes you ever watch this like a superhero type of movie and shit, and it's even ridiculous. Like, you gotta like remind yourself, yeah, this is a movie, but like some of the shit that goes on is still just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It wasn't. I don't know. I don't think it was just too hokey. Didn't like it that much.
Bro, when they were chasing the trucks and her boyfriend ended up fighting his way into the truck at the end, and then like I think she was like riding a door like a skateboard or some shit behind one or whatever the fuck she was doing, and they shot at her and a bullet flew past her and she watched the bullet fly past her and took the whip out and flicked the whip out and it like wrapped around the bullet and grabbed the bullet and shit. It stopped. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's like, that's a little, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all just, yeah, but it was pretty hokey outside of just that.
The whole invisible jet thing and the fireworks was just, it's just,
Hokey when she was swinging on freaking lightning bolts.
That was a little bit more believable than the rest of the movie, actually. Yeah, that was probably one of the better parts of the movie, actually. But I don't recommend that movie at all. That was, and they've said that movie is a success based on the amount of money it made, and they're already starting to make number 3. So I don't know. I don't think it was well done.
Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot. I think there's only one person on my Facebook feed that said they really enjoyed the movie. Everyone else says it's trash.
Yeah, I give it a 4 out of 10. I watched that movie Parallel too. That was the other one we were talking about in one of the other trailers.
Oh, how was that?
That wasn't very good. It
What
was
was it?
No.
Parallel. That was
Parallel.
with
Yeah.
Parallel. Yeah, it wasn't that great. It was all right, but it wasn't good. So, oh, did you guys see the Boston Dynamics video? The dancing robots?
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
It's pretty great.
You feel when you watch that?
What's that?
How did you feel when
Well,
you
how'd I
watched?
feel? Oh, I thought it was amusing. So,
I, for one, am going to welcome our robot rulers.
It's aim for the legs. That's what I say.
Someone dubbed that one song "All the Humans Are Dead" by the Concords.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that version?
Nah, I didn't see that version.
That was a pretty good one too. Yeah, the song's called "All the Humans Are Dead."
Nate shared that. I just it showed the one
yeah,
dude
right.
and then the other robot came in and the fucking dog robot came in and then whatever the hell that fourth robot came in.
Yeah. At first, I thought it looked like the dog robot was actually singing.
Yeah, I think it did. I did lip sync part of it.
Yeah, just that one part though, like just like one line.
That's not even what I'm laughing at.
What's that?
I'm waiting for Levy to check the chat.
Yeah.
What's that?
Check the Facebook chat.
Check the Facebook chat.
The reface app thing?
Yeah.
Who is that?
He didn't even recognize her, Mike, because she looks young.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Is that supposed to be an older? Who is that? Whose face is that?
Jesus, Levy. She would be so disappointed. If you had a shot, you ain't got a shot anymore.
Oh, really? That didn't look a lot like Helen Mirren. I mean, I totally hit it.
Oh, wait, there's more.
Oh, no. Is this going down a dark road, Jed?
Yeah, it is.
What is that, wet ass pussy?
I think so.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably.
So, that's amazing.
Is that amazing?
That's amazing.
Cobweb pussy.
Feel free to use that, Levy, whatever you want. Yeah.
Okay. Put that in the spank bank.
God.
Oh no. What am I watching? You should have did Levy as Jack.
I wish I could.
Oh, it's not an option.
No.
Oh my god, it would be so good.
And then for my final performance,
Oh boy.
this is my favorite one out of all of them.
Takashi 8-9 years old.
More like 89 years old.
Well, that's what I said.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I missed it.
It's so weird.
To everyone who was listening, I just reface Helen videos. All right. So,
I watched a couple things.
did you? What'd you watch?
I did. I watched so we started watching that Raised by Wolves. Anybody catch any of that shit?
Yeah. Oh man, it's my favorite sci-fi show lately. That's so hard sci-fi. I love it.
We're into it a couple episodes. I'm probably gonna maybe catch a couple more after the podcast is over. But I was immediately sucked in by that, man.
Isn't the opening credits like so fucking good?
Yeah. Everything about it's good. Like everything was really tastefully and artistically done, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, tripped out, man. It's just some trippy shit. I don't want to spoil nothing. I can't really spoil anything much because I'm only a couple episodes in. How far did you make it in?
I watched the whole thing.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay. So I'm not going to be
it came out.
disappointed.
Well, I didn't see any of it. So.
It came out a couple months ago. It's fantastic. It just gets so weird and shit. The opening credits though, like that's all 3D model, but they rebrushed it so it looks all like 2D hand drawn and painted.
Oh,
and it's
interesting.
like the hand animation is just so good. And I was reading an interview with the one lead 3D animation designer, the animator. He was showing like the parts of it where the mother droid, whatever the hell you want to call her, is kind of like floating through the city in the opening credits. And what's his name? Ridley Scott was like, all right, he's like, how about we throw like a laser in there, just make it go all out, And the guy like did all this research on like just like lasers and like the way it would light up and shit, like a death ray, and just for like a couple seconds. And it's so well like animated and drawn. It's like art. It's so good. I love it so much.
Yeah.
And then the story is just so fucking weird, man. It's good too. Plus, it's nice to see what's his name? The guy from Vikings is in it. He plays the one soldier dude.
The one with like his face is scarred.
Yeah, I almost said the guy from fucking Sons of Anarchy because I always get those guys confused.
Yeah, they do. They do look a lot alike.
Travis Fimmel or whatever the hell his name is. I think it is. I don't know. Anyway, it's good. It's a series.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Josh is watching that too.
Looking forward to finishing that up.
It's so weird. It's I can't. They definitely greenlit a next season, so there will be a continuation of the story.
Well,
But
without giving
awesome.
like a total like spoiler or whatever, I think it was it the second episode when Ma goes up on the ship and just does her thing walking down the hall.
Mm-hmm.
That shit that was horrifying in the coolest way possible. You know what I mean?
Gives you Akira like flashbacks from that.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Yeah, it's a really, and I like how I like the it's like super sci-fi. It's like not fucking realistic with some sci-fi elements. They went sci-fi.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I like that show a lot. Levy, you should watch that. It's definitely worth the time. Let's see. What was the other?
I also watched Wolverine,
the anime.
The anime, because I was like super excited about there being Wolverine and the X-Men. So I started to watch the X-Men, although that was one of those ones like I'd watch as I was going to sleep. So I would catch a half an episode and then I'd wake up in the middle of the night and it would be like on episode 5 or whatever. So I've seen it like Pulp Fiction style. So I want to actually go back and watch it straight through. I was digging that, but the Wolverine one. Okay, so there was two things. One of those things which I just didn't like about it, and then the other thing I just found it. It's not that I didn't like it. I just found it interesting. So the thing, I wasn't too high on the voice acting. I just wasn't in love with it. Like it was, I don't know. Yeah.
The guy that did Wolverine, I was telling you before about this, was the guy from Heroes that he was Peter Petrelli. I forget what he did Wolverine. He was, like I said, he was in that one Rocky movie.
Peter Petrelli, that's Milo Ventimiglia.
Yep, that's it. That's the guy that did Wolverine.
Yeah,
I assume you didn't like him very much.
No, and I like, and it wasn't.
I thought it was Steve Bloom who did that.
Not in the anime.
No,
this is the G4 Wolverine anime from like 10 years ago, Levy.
Yeah, no, I know. I could have sworn I thought it was his Steve Bloom on that one, but because I know he's done Wolverine and other animated.
He does.
Cartoons.
Yeah, he does. Right, but now it's it's Milo. Is 100% sure that's Milo doing that anime.
So and the part that I'm not sure how I felt about was like Wolverine came off like I mean he was still probably a couple 100 years old or whatever, but came off like a 22-year-old 23-year-old kid, you know. Yeah. And he was even built like, it's even like he was built that way too, like he didn't get his like man weight yet, you know, like he kind of was still, he's like a tall skinny cat rather than like a little fucking, you know, steamroller.
No, that could be like a Japanese choice.
I know why I was thinking Steve Bloom, because he's the one that voiced Wolverine in the X-Men anime. For some reason, they had different voice actors between the Wolverine show and the X-Men show.
Right. Yeah, but it was, if you see the X-Men one, and we can get to that in a minute, but they were like two totally different.
Yeah.
Like when I watched
I would have expected them to just use the same voice actor, but Because the X-Men and the Wolverine, that was like produced by the same people, right?
It's a good question. I don't know if the same studio did that or not.
I don't believe so, because without looking it up, I couldn't say for sure, but just judging on the actual animation style itself, I wouldn't think so, because the X-Men to me had kind of a Ninja Scroll or almost like a Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust type of look to it, and the Wolverine.
Oh yeah, it definitely looks like. I'm just looking at like promotional poster or whatever for each series here. I'm on the Wikipedia page for Marvel Anime, and they both have a very distinctive style from each other.
Right. It was all right. It was a little bit of a bummer because I knew it came out so long ago after she had told me that on the last episode. So I don't know what the fuck I was missing, but so I knew there was no second season. And then it gets to the end, spoiler alert. You find out his girl dies, and then it like rolls credits. And you think, if I would have watched this 10 years ago, it's like, all right, well, I'll be back for season 2, but there just is no season 2. So it just kind of ended on such a weird note.
It's like I had the same expectations you did 10 years ago when I watched it on G4. I was like, this is going to be so awesome. Anime plus mutants, X-Men, Wolverine is going to be shit. And I was like, it was like a bummer. It was like kind of boring and it wasn't right. And I was just like, it's like, it was not memorable. It had its moments, but it could have been 9 or 10 episodes. Like there was a lot of them running, like Josh was driving and eating his lunch for like 11 minutes. There was a lot of that going on, right? with them, like, and they'd just be running, or on the bike or whatever it is they were doing and shit. And it's like, man, it was, definitely. But I can tell you that, like, getting into the X-Men a little bit, which is my next priority, is going to be watching that thing. I already know I'm going to enjoy that one more.
Did you watch the Iron Man anime? Was that any good?
Yeah, that was actually the best out of the 3.
Yeah.
That one I haven't seen yet. Is that one on there? Is that one on Netflix?
I don't know, but I know it was part of the G4 anime thing. It was like just the 3 of them.
I'm interested in that. I'm gonna have to search about the interwebs and see if I can find it.
You should check Jetflix.
Jetflix does not have that. Jetflix doesn't carry trash.
I hear the Iron Man. I think you said it was
Iron
good.
Man. Yeah, you said it was good.
Dude, that's like 10 years old. That was pre-Jetflix.
I hear it may be coming to Jetflix.
Maybe.
Well, don't worry, Jet. I'll find it online somewhere.
We'll have to check the. I would say, Mike, you could probably find that on a YouTube, but it's probably going to be shitty quality. But I'll see what I can do.
Nah, I'll figure it out.
Let's take a look.
Netflix has Planet Hulk. I want to watch Planet Hulk next too.
That was really good.
Yeah, I'm into that. I remember the comics and stuff, but I didn't see
the book was way better, of course.
Yeah,
it was actually the anime was done, or the animation was done really well.
Dude, the book was tripped out, man.
That was so
Planet
good.
Hulk.
Adrian Pastor, yeah, that's him.
Yep. Must have had some type of Heroes connection going on there with G4 or something. I guess it was pretty popular back then, 10 years ago. So why not?
Jed, when do you want to talk about the Transformers? Because I watched that as well.
I was actually going to bring that up next, since that's considered an anime, but isn't really an anime.
No, I don't understand that either, man.
Maybe because it's done by a Japanese production company.
Yeah.
I have a whole page of notes. I'm ready to roll.
All right, go ahead, let it rip.
All right.
You're more organized than me because you got a list there, so you could just start.
Yeah, I didn't want to go down through the numbers or anything like that. But remember how we said the first season was like, the opening was like, ugh. This opening for this one was like, ugh. Like, why can't they do a good fucking cool opening for the show?
Oh, like the intro, like the theme.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Let's see. Let me pull out some of the more notable notes that I have here. let's see. So if you want to write any complaints to the voiceover director, his name is Philip Bashi. So just remember that, everybody. Email Philip Bashi, because he's probably the reason why half of this shit fucking didn't sound right. Like Optimus Prime's loud yelling voice was like terrible. It was so bad. You sounded like this. It was just so bad. You know, they had a chance to change Ironhide too, and it just didn't. Whenever he talked, it just didn't sound right. It was like if Ironhide was like a little kid.
I feel like Ironhide and Ratchet's voices should have been switched.
Yeah, I thought that too. Actually, I have that written down here in my notes, which are very disarrayed and unorganized completely, because I was just jotting them down as I was watching it.
Jed was hate watching this series.
I was in the beginning. I was watching. I was like, writing it down. First, I wrote down was opening meh.
Yeah, right. It didn't even make it like into the episode yet, and Jed's like, "Fuck this shit, man."
Yeah. Then I was like, slow talking again. Come on.
The slow talking. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, the slow talking, that shit was grating on me a little bit, because it's like, you know, spit it the fuck out, Junior.
It made me want to watch that show like on twice the speed. Like, people listen to this episode. It's like everything Megatron said. He was like, "I don't trust anyone." Shockwave.
He sounded like a dude that would be talking right after they ran up a flight or two of steps, like before every one of his lines.
And then when him and Galvatron were talking with each other, that was even the worst thing about it. The whole thing, they were just like back and forth with the fucking slow talking. It literally took like 30 seconds to spit out like 2 lines. I don't trust anybody. Me neither. I don't trust anyone either. That literally took me like 3 seconds to say. You know, that took him like 27 fucking seconds to say. I mean,
that. there's definitely like what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I don't know. There's times for delivering your lines like that.
Yeah,
pacing. Those times
like
aren't.
After you've climbed the flight of stairs.
No, but I mean, like when you say something slow for emphasis, you know, like I mean,
those that was a lot of stairs. Woo.
You know what's gonna be funny is that his little app is gonna remove all the pauses, and it's just gonna sound like talking normal.
Yeah.
That's right. I gotta make sure I take that part out.
Maybe they should use that.
Yeah, they should have. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Here's the other one. Fucking Shockwave, fucking speak and spell voice again. What's up with that? Or sorry, Soundwave. Fucking Soundwave, fucking speak and spell voice.
Yeah, they can't. I don't know how they fucked that up.
They use a speak and spell. That's what it sounded like. It was fucking shitty.
They should. That's a thing where when it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's kind of like the transformation noise. Like you could tell that's the classic transformation noise that they're using. And it's like just dig up whatever 1980s vocoder shit you had then, and plug it in, because sometimes you can't beat it.
Even just using a better vocoder than fucking whatever there was the hell they used there. It was just like they typed it into a text-to speech engine and like, okay, that's good.
What else did you hate?
More transforming, less running. You were talking about running before.
Transformers and they're running.
They were just running everywhere. Running.
Yeah,
it's like they
there was a lot of
last season. And then there was one part where he's like, Autobots, roll out, and they
started running.
They started running. And some of them did transform and roll out, and then they jumped on the back of fucking Prime or whatever, and like just fucking turn into a goddamn car and fucking drive away. God. But at least I think like halfway through the series, someone actually did transform. Like but it might have been Red Alert or something like that. And I was like, thank you, finally.
Jetfire transformed at the one point where the Seekers were trying to blow him up, and reflector, the toy accurate reflector shot.
Yeah.
Was that straighten that out? Was that like another reflector, or was that just when they use random color repaints for whatever
I'll tell you what,
characters?
If they did use those colors on refractor like randomly, they nailed it
up.
because they fucked up.
What color was it?
It was the toy colors,
Red,
it was
the exact
blue and green. Yeah.
The reason I say they fucked up is because if they're going to use those colors, that automatically makes me think that's also a reflector. Like if they were going to do random, they just wanted those to be random nobody characters. They should have colored them completely off, yellow or whatever, some weird ass color that isn't reflector.
Is there some sort of question as to whether it was reflector or not?
Well, no, it's just like the one scene they save this beat up ass reflector, and it's the three of them, and they're all colored exactly like the toy color. But then the actual like the light purple lavender.
Okay.
That reflectors with the Decepticons, like the regular cartoon accurate reflector colors. But then these Decepticon slaves that they free from, spoiler alert, that they free from the Coliseum or whatever, the Chaos Coliseum, they're also a reflector, but they're the toy reflector.
Oh, well, they did release a toy version of that.
I understand that, but when I'm watching that, I'm like, well, is this a reflector? Is this just another reflector that we're looking at? Or is this like some just random throwaway character? Because they've used those. You've seen all these different colored side swipes and different colored, what the hell's the guy? Impactor. You've seen different colored ratchets, and you know what I mean? So you don't know, you don't know if you're looking at the character or if you're looking at these random repaints.
That's what I was like. That's the other thing I wrote down. It was like too many clones. It was like they had too many clones again. Like the with the whole Quintesson thing, they had to use Ironhide's fucking mold, and it was like all gray, and there was like a bunch of them. And I was like, can you just that whole scene with him, like, and they used all those clones. I'm like, couldn't they just made a Sharkticon or Alligatorcon or whatever the fuck and use those
and made
instead?
1,000 of him. Yeah, that would.
Yeah, I mean that would.
To be fair.
Perfect.
To be fair, the cast of characters is still bigger than they were in those other, like the Power of the Primes and
True
Combiner Wars and all that shit. So they did at least have more characters, but yeah, you're right. That was a little, What else did you hate, Jen?
Let's see. The Decepticons having flags this time around.
The Decepticons have what this time around?
They have enough flags. There must have been about 5,000 flags for Decepticons everywhere. They spent their money on the flags.
Hey, it's history, man.
There's literally like I think 12 flags in the one shot. I was like, oh well, way to spend the money on the flags this time.
They spent money on the flags, and the Autobots spent money on recounts.
Probably the modelers were like, yo, that flag looks great. Let's use that everywhere.
It's everywhere. They've all got the same hole in them.
I didn't like Skylink's voice either. What do you think about his voice acting, Mike?
I wanted swarmy British guy.
Yeah.
Or like, cause that's how I remember. I don't know. That's how I remember Skylinks.
And what'd you get?
Not that.
No, not that. I still think
what if he was like a fucking like a redneck fucking hillbilly, like Prime shows up and Skylinks is like, well, what I reckon, see here.
like the Bill Burr Southern Hick voice that he does.
Yeah, right. Oh, what a disappointment, because he was always one of my favorites. But not even.
E equals MC squared. Now, I know this might go over some of your heads.
Need me fly out in there into space and grab me one of them Quintessons. What I'm trying to say is that it could be worse, Jed.
Yeah, it could have been worse. Like when he first started talking, like when Alpha Trion like first showed up, and I was like, and he's like, Skylinks, don't make me do this. And I was waiting, and he like talked, and all he did was like, rah! And like jump through it, and then he like said something. I was like, wow, that's not how I thought Skylinks would roll. in this, but oh well, okay, maybe he's a different character. But then they said that he had too much hubris and he was like all full of himself, and I'm like, well, why didn't they make him fucking sound like that then? But anyway, they turned Skylinks into like fucking Hades. He was like the guardian of the underworld type of thing.
Really?
Yeah, which was really odd, but okay.
You know,
I can
complaints here
actually-
are not really enticing me to get caught up with a show.
Honestly, this season, this 6 episodes was way better than the first season.
I don't know. I
The
couldn't tell.
pacing. Well, I'm giving you all my
Yeah.
my negatives first, then I'll give you all the positives after that.
The Skylink, real quick about the Skylinks thing. I accept his role.
Yeah, it just seemed really weird.
I wish he would have. So, like, I wish he would have been voice acted differently. Like, I wish he would have been the cocky British guy or whatever. But like, as far as what he was doing, I was all right with that.
Right. There was the one line, the one line that Prime says, and he goes, "Just remember, Bumblebee, it's more than meets the eye." And I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
I was like, that was a horrible pun right there. And I'm like, I still think the Bumblebee voice actor is probably the best one, I think, out of everybody.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, I like Bumblebee. Like, he didn't come across like he was likable. You know, like if he wasn't shoved down our throats for the last 35 years, and I just watched this, and this was the first Transformers thing I've ever seen or whatever, I'd have been like, yeah, man, he's cool.
I like how they're using his character. He has like angst, and he's like kind of taking charge, you know, when everybody else is kind of standing around looking like fucking bunch of dumbass dicks.
I like when who said it when it was a Decepticon came in and he's like, "Bring me the ugly one." And they were talking about him, and he's like, "Hey, what?"
It was Bug Bite, right?
I think, I think it happened twice.
Yeah, well, the Quintesson said, "Yeah, bring me the ugly one," and that's him. Right. And then Bug Bite's like, "Oh, look, here's nice fucking shady yellow or some shit like that." He's
yeah.
Let's see.
What else did you hate, Jed?
Oh, it wasn't so much as I hate it, but I thought it was really funny how they used. And I didn't look up the character, but when they were fighting Scorponok, they had the red guy. What was that character?
Cog.
The one that got was it Cog? I thought the Cog was the other guy that was later on the ship. He was the one that Scorponok like stabbed in the back.
Yeah, but the one that got his ass handed to him by Scorponok was like a repaint of Cog.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he was red. So it was basically Levy like a red shirt fucking thing where like the whole fucking crew came down, and you're like, okay, there's Prime, Bumblebee, fucking Wheeljack, you know, fucking RC and everything, and they're like, there's this random fucking red shirt fucking robot, you know.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, there's Scorponok. Oh shit, who's gonna get fucking killed? I know, it'll be the fucking red robot.
Yeah.
And he got killed twice, dude. He got stabbed in the fucking chest. Then later on got picked up and thrown against the wall and got exploded. It was pretty funny.
Not 4 lad.
Speaking of red shirts, how about did you catch the part where Prime went Captain Picard on everybody?
Which make it so.
He told Wheeljack to make it so.
I did catch that.
Yeah, it's like who talks like that?
Apparently Optimus Prime. Yeah.
Potatoes.
There was a couple of Star Wars lines in there too. I forget where it was. I think it might have been where he's beating the shit out of Megatron. I don't know.
Let me know if Prime ever declares there are 4 lights.
So the good stuff was like there was a lot of good pacing. The story was more interesting. Actually kept me interested in wanting to see what happened next. Especially when they got to the whole space bridge thing and the ship halfway through, and that brought back a lot of like Voltron memories. Remember that, Mike? When the ship was stuck in,
what scene was this? Oh, yeah. Halfway through the space bridge.
Yeah, and there was like a different, alternate dimension, and Voltron was Sven and the fucking caterpillar guy or whatever.
You know what's funny though about that when they get on the ship, because Scorponok's on the ship, and it's like, so they scan it, and it's like There's no life forms, you know, and it's like it's not like they missed, you know, like a cassette, you know. There's like a Titan on the ship. It's time to get the thing into the shop and get some diagnostic tests on your fucking equipment.
And they really downsized him, so he was like what, maybe a combiner scale, I guess.
Yeah, you see, it was kind of like a combiner scale, pretty much.
And then he got all chatty at the end. He's like, I'm just tired of beating the shit out of everybody. I'll just fucking start talking to everyone. Let's see. The Galvatron reveal was really cool. I like how they did the animation. They made it just like the 86 movie with the grid and everything.
Yeah, I have questions about what I saw there.
What did you see? What were your questions?
It's like, have we seen the last of him? Can't imagine so, right?
Well, Levy, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there is a toy in the new lineup with Galvatron, right? Just Cyclonus. Is that correct?
Yeah, but
Levy, are you there?
No, I'm sorry. I thought I heard water dripping in the basement here, but it's actually.
I'm urinating outside. And I didn't know it.
No, like PTSD with that shit.
I'm pretty sure it's outside the window. Okay.
Like, oh shit.
Well, no, it sounded like it was inside, but yeah.
April, get the buckets.
All right, I'm sorry. You're saying about a Galvatron toy?
Yeah, there's no Galvatron toy.
No, there's no Galvatron toy yet. So there's gonna be one, but
I think he's supposed to come out in the Kingdom lineup. So I think we'll see him again.
Yeah, well, he's been on the Kingdom promotional images, like artwork.
Yeah, well, the reason I asked is because like it was so abrupt, like it's so quick his appearance, like he was there, he was gone, and then that was kind of like the end of it.
He did the fucking Speed Racer intro. He just like did the fucking side, jump out of the car thing.
Yeah, and it's like it's kind of wild to cameo Unicron and Galvatron for that matter, and then he just goes back through the whatever little hole of fabric of time and space.
Yeah,
and that's the end of it. And it's like, hey, it's time for Kingdom. It's like, all right, just I don't know. It was a weird thing to turn over if you weren't going to explain it or go anywhere with it. So I would have to imagine.
Well, if he was in the show, then I was going to say if he was in the show, that's pretty much exactly what his figure is going to look like then, because they did all the character models from the toys.
Yeah,
right. Yep.
Even down to like the little pegs for the effects, you can see those little pegs on the character models.
Yeah.
So
they the first season there was a lot of like fucking Twisty McTwist with like the metal stretched and shit when they were moving. They didn't.
Yeah, they did
got
a little bit of that shit.
A little bit in this.
I noticed a little bit of it,
but they got better with it in this season. The other thing that was kind of weird too is like a lot of the scenes with Megatron, he didn't have his arm cannon on him. It's like they left it off. Like you go back and look, like there's a lot of stuff where he just doesn't have it.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but
I saw it had a handle on it like a gun, like you could hold it like a gun if you wanted to.
Yeah,
which is weird.
Let's see, where was it? Oh, with Galvatron, that was a cool reveal. The whole thing with the Quintessons, like when they did the multiple faces and they were all laughing, it didn't work as well as it did in the 86 movie when they did it there. I mean, at least they tried, but it didn't come across as good. And then
I don't know. I was just tickled by the shout out to G1.
Yeah, I agree. But wasn't it interesting, like how they fucking the one face decided to cut all the other faces off?
I was waiting to say this, man. The one thing, my favorite thing about the whole series is that it was dark. There was a lot of dark shit going on in this series for it being, I think I saw a couple people commenting like, why can't we just have like a real like adult oriented Transformers series, which excuse me, which is a little crazy to ask for an adult Transformer series, because at the end of the day it's still a toy, right. A lot of us are getting older and shit that grew up with it, but for it being something that's based on a toy, I thought it was pretty fucking dark.
Yeah,
and that particular scene, Levy, dude, the Wrath face, like the one that looks like a devil, took a like a Tron chainsaw and just sawed off the rest of the faces so that he could be the only face on the Quintesson.
Really?
Yeah, and it was like, you know, when he was sawing it off, it was like shit dripping out of it, you know, like shiny, whatever, you know, robot blood. Yeah, it was fucking dark, man. That was dark. And you know what else was dark?
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
When Megatron and Shockwave are going back and forth about having to shut the one plant down or whatever, Sector 12.
Oh,
and Megatron's like, Megatron didn't want to, he tells him, like, you know, I'm the one that's going to make that decision. And then he goes and he visits, and it's like real run down, dude. And there's all these like broken down Decepticons. And he said, I can't remember what the percentage was, but he said something
12.
about like, you know, 90. So you're saying like 92% of this colony is non-functional, and the poor ass reflector clone that's talking to him was like, yeah, but you know, the 4% that's left really are going to pull our weight and this and that. And he's like, Megatron was like, I've seen everything I need to see, because he wanted to like take him on his tour and shit. And Megatron's like, I've seen everything I need to see. And then like you see him leave, and then he pulls Shockwave up on his whatever communicator, and he tells him to shut Sector 12 down. And it was like, I don't know, it was kind of a heavy thing, man, for it being.
I thought you were gonna say when he was talking to Ultra Magnus's head.
That was dark too. Yeah, that was super dark. Yeah, that was coming up on my list for sure. Yeah, that was super dark.
So Levy, he just had Ultra Magnus's fucking decapitated dead head on his table, and Megatron was like talking to it the whole time.
He was talking to it, and he was serious as a heart attack, Levy. Like, and you know what? I love that, because you always like, that's a good way to really let you know that Megatron is this insane. He's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like super fucking intelligent, but a lot of, you know, people that go nuts or whatever, you know, they're super fucking smart. You know what I mean? Like these fucking smart motherfuckers, man, making bombs and shit.
Yeah, he was like, there was a one part he's like, don't look at me like that.
Yeah. And that's Megatron, man. Super intelligent, but fucking just twisted in the head. And he was sitting there talking to Ultra Magnus's head. And he told him to stop side-eyeing him at one point.
I thought the Shockwave cloaking technology was really cool. I thought that was really neat how they did that.
That was kind of cool. I don't like that they at one point I feel like they gave Mirage the power that Hound should have had. And I would have understood it if Hound wasn't an actual character in this series, but he is. Mm-hmm. So there was that one scene where Mirage pulls in a hologram of Omega Supreme when they're in their fight in Scorponok. And I asked Vanessa, we were watching it, and before, like when you saw Omega Supreme pop up, I'm like, oh, that's Hound, you know? But then they showed it and it was Mirage. Yeah. I was just disappointed that I feel like they fucked that up. Like that should have been Hound.
Yeah, I agree. But it was cool that they did that at least, but they should have more of that and connect other characters to it instead of just Mirage.
Like that's one thing that was really cool about G1. You know, you could laugh at the animation all you want and shit, but a lot of the characters had powers or certain things that they, you know, certain abilities or whatever. Like Skywarp, you know, was a teleporter, and Mirage went invisible, and you know, who was it Cliffjumper that had the glass gas gun? Or Windcharger?
Ironhide.
No, Ironhide. Ironhide had the super cool nitrogen that he shot out of his fingertips.
Oh, right. Then Cliffjumper did have glass gas then.
But I mean, like they all kind of had like certain shit that they did. You know,
Windcharger had the magneto powers.
That's right.
Because he used that to keep them together when they were masquerading as Menasor.
Yeah, and I kind of dug that. What was I going with that? What were we just talking about? About Mirage with the Mirage doing the hologram. Yeah,
they dropped a bunch of G1 like name Easter eggs. They said Char, Crystal City. There was the name of the bar. I think that might have been actually from ID. Yeah, is that from IDW?
That was from IDW. Why does the Allspark got to be in everything? By the way, like I hate the Allspark, man. I don't know if it's because it was a Bayformers thing, but it's like, you know,
probably that's why you don't like it.
Is it time? But even like Unicron, is it time to put Unicron and the Allspark to rest for a series or two? Can we?
Yeah. Well, think about it. Like, so this is basically, you know, again, another toy commercial, literally for their shit. So I think they're trying to bring everything together from like old G1 people who like that shit to like Beast Wars people.
Yep.
To maybe like some Bayverse stuff. I don't know, but it's maybe that's why they're trying to do all the kind of like mix it all together into like a new continuity.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?
Yeah, I still have Prime's yelling voice is terrible. I had that written down twice.
Yeah, Chad had that written down in stuff he disliked and stuff he liked. So Chad, what did you like? Prime's voice fucking sucked.
Yep.
I think you're misunderstanding the question. No, I'm not.
I do like how the Quintesson that did like the face that did remain. It was like a woman's voice instead of all men. That was
there was two chicks on there.
Was there two? Oh, I only caught the one.
How about they made the female voices was the Wrath face and the War face? Do you think they did that on purpose?
I'm sure. I'm sure. Let's see. What was the other thing that I had? I'm trying to read my writing, my anger writing.
It starts out like nicely written, and then by like the bottom of the page, it's all like the psychopathic scribbles of a fucking person.
Hate scribble.
Yeah,
I don't know
like
why I wrote
possessed.
this. Maybe I can't remember why I wrote this down, but it's near Skylinks, and I wrote a horseless cowboy. Why the fuck did I write that down?
Cowboy.
Yeah.
Were you talking about Wheeljack? Sounding
Maybe.
like one?
Maybe.
Why would he? Why? Yeah. No, wait a second. I think the real question here is. Oh, forget it. No. I was going to say, how does one on a horse sound different than one not on a horse?
I don't know. I'm not sure why I wrote that down. I'm not quite sure. But yes, that's all I really got. I mean, story wise, it was cool. The only thing I don't understand about the story is like in the first season, they did their best to get the Allspark to throw it through the fucking space bridge. Now this is like their mission to get the Allspark and bring it back again. And even like the one part, they're like, yeah, well, who the fuck threw it through the space bridge? And Prime's like, yeah, that would be me. But we're going after him. We're going to get it again. We're going to bring it back. I was just like,
It's like in Godzilla, like when Godzilla starts attacking and they leave the planet and we follow them. And they're like, fuck, we better go home after they've been out in space for 300 years.
I thought you were going to say about it was like in the Godzilla movie. When, no, I must go. I must sacrifice myself so that everyone may live. They're like, no, we could send in this drone. And no, I must go sacrifice myself.
Oh, yeah.
I have to go. It's, gotta get out of this movie series. Oh, and of course the last scene with the Velociraptor, of course.
Yeah, setting it up.
So the planet that they saw while they were in the space bridge, and B and Prime were looking out the window, is that the same exact planet that they landed on? Then was it Earth or was it like different planet?
I think that was some other planet because there were too many structures that were like man-made, And on the other planet, it was more. Well, no, you know what though? Because the Raptor he ended up already being. He was Dinobot, or was that Dinobot already? That was not Dinobot.
Dinobot.
So, but he had like a robotic eye already out. Because I was gonna say, well, it just landed there and nothing. I thought shit was gonna like get reformatted, just like Beast Wars and shit. Those things that flew down to the planet or whatever.
Right.
But that Raptor already had a robot eye, so he was a robot, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming that they were already there when our heroes wind up on the planet's surface.
If that was the case, then that could have been because it wouldn't have to be man-made; it could have been robot-made.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, do you think it was like the people that were on the space station? I guess that's what it was, stuck in the space bridge. And like the other side on the space bridge that went through, and they like were there, and it's like some type of time travel shit.
Oh, you think the people from the ship went down to that planet?
Maybe, and that's I don't know, because they showed like structures, but there was nobody there. They want to scan. But then again, like you said, their diagnostics fucking sensors need some work.
So, yeah, they couldn't find Scorponok.
But then again,
I'm surprised nobody brought that up. Like, dude, throw that thing the fuck out, man.
Or it could have been maybe they were all in beast mode and they couldn't detect them then. That's a possibility too.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was Earth or it wasn't, or I have a feeling it might have been, but I guess we'll find out next year. But like I said, overall it was good. I actually enjoyed it. Almost falling asleep like it last time.
Jed just told us like 12 things he hated and like 3 things he liked. He's like, yeah, I enjoyed it.
Like five things that I liked. Overall it was good. I mean,
yeah.
Well, remember one of those 5 things was that Prime's
voice
sucked.
Yeah, twice. It did. It was bad. I was okay with it when he was like slow talk. I'm like, all right. It was all right, like when he was just talking on. But when he started yelling, it was just, man, it was broken. I think he actually cracked his note there at one point too when he was fighting Megatron. You could have been Fred, I don't know.
Where was all the other Energon going?
You were my brother, Megatron.
I want you to make a special run to Autobot City on Earth.
Then Ironhide would be like, but Prime. And then Ratchet would be like, I don't think we should go there, Prime. Okay, Ratchet.
Dude, imagine how much history would have changed if that's how Optimus Prime would have really sounded like. Like if they would have, like, it's like a what if, like a Marvel what if, Peter Cullen was like,
what if Prime sounded like an asshole? I need you to make a special run to Autobot City on Earth.
It reminds me of that movie Kung Pao with the guy with the squeaky shoes. I'm going to fight you with my kung fu. Again with the squeaky shoes.
With the squeaky shoes.
Shall fall.
Dude, that would have changed history. Because, like, listen,
I would have turned the channel to He-Man.
Like, seriously, man, everything would be so much different. We would have
been like, all right, Pete, you know how you use that voice in GoBots for Scooter? We want you to do the same exact thing for Prime.
Wait, he voiced Scooter?
Or no, it wasn't Welker. No, Welker did Scooter.
Yeah, I thought it was Welker.
Well, anyway, you know how Welker did Scooter and GoBot? We want to use that exact same voice for Prime.
Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost. Because remember, we all liked Optimus Prime. We all loved Optimus Prime, and part of the reason why we loved him was because he was like he sounded like this confident leader type. You know what I mean? He was very charismatic, charismatic. But if he had that voice, we wouldn't have liked him.
He didn't sound like a castrato.
I'm still trying to figure out.
Said we would have changed the channel.
I wrote down Horseless Cowboy. still racking my brain. Why the fuck did I write Horseless Cowboy? Anyway.
Imagine, you know what would have been even worse? Imagine if Megatron sounded like that. Nobody would take that guy seriously. He probably would have won the war because he would have came in and talked some shit like the shit that Megatron would talk, but he would sound like that. And all the Autobots would just be laughing their fucking asses off, and the Decepticons would just waltz in and take the place over.
All in all, I think it was pretty well done.
I enjoyed it. I
did too. Actually, I did enjoy it this time, not like the last time. The pacing, the animation, there were some slip ups certain here and there, but it was overall. I think they took the mistakes they learned, they kind of tightened it up. Except their voice acting. Let's see. What else did I have written? That's it. That's all I had. Levy, did you have any weird news?
I do. I have a couple stories.
There's one about a horseless cowboy?
No, no.
God damn it!
I wouldn't know what it was about anyway. So this first one's from iflscience.com. And apparently this guy literally coughed up a copy of his lung made out of blood.
Straight? What?
Yeah. So why does it do this?
Levy, I feel like I've heard about this story at some point.
Well, this is actually a repost from 2018. So I didn't notice that until now.
Like he had like a dried, like his blood dried up or whatever inside his lungs, and like it was like a mold or some shit, right? And then he fucking hacked it out.
Let's see here. Yeah. So basically, his blood, I guess his lungs started bleeding, and they coagulated into a perfect copy of his brachii, which is, the branches inside your lungs and whatnot. And he started coughing and coughed it up. So,
I'm sure that was lovely.
Man, yeah, I'll post a picture of it for you.
Okay, Christ,
that's basically the inside of his lungs made out of coagulated blood.
That's wild, man. I remember the story, but I never saw this. That's fucking wild.
It looks like the roots of a tree. Yeah, it's pretty gross.
It's pretty gross. Very cool, though.
So he ended up dying, from what I understand here. Yeah, he wasn't exactly a paragon of health. But a lot of stuff had happened to him to lead to this. He had suffered a heart failure so severe that only 1/5 of the blood in his heart was being pumped into his body. Normal amount is 3 times that. He had an aortic stenosis, which is another serious heart problem where the valve opening between the heart and the aorta becomes too narrow to let blood flow through. And that was a result of a congenital defect that left his aortic valve with only 2 cusps instead of 3. Because you know how your heart valves have 3 flaps? He only had his aortic valve only had 2.
Huh.
So he's just had a whole host of problems. Oh, then as well as the new valve, he also had a pacemaker, which he needed after a complete heart block had blocked the nerve impulses that told his heart to beat properly. So he had a whole host of problems, and a bunch of them led to this issue. Because I guess it was actually from a complication from a surgery. So he started coughing up blood and all that medical stuff. It was his medical problems. He ended up passing away. So
pretty gross.
And not because he coughed up a lung, but various other things. Okay, so for my second story on weird news, this comes from the Huffington Post. Is it Maria Bartiromo, I believe? Yeah, Maria Bartiromo from Fox News was interviewing Dennis Organ, the CEO and president of the pork industry giant Smithfield Foods. So they were talking about how COVID has affected the meat industry and pork production and whatnot. And the interview went normally as you would expect an interview of this nature to go at first, but then this guy started saying some rather unflattering things about the pork industry. Like how factory farms like the ones operated by Smithfield are likely breeding grounds for future pandemics. He told her that there are petri dishes for new diseases, causes immense damage to our air and waterways. He claimed that Smithfield would attempt to mitigate the environmental impacts of its industry by spending $500 million a year starting in 2021. And remember, this is the CEO of Smithfield Foods saying these things.
That's crazy.
Or so Maria Bartiromo thought. Because actually, his name was Matt Johnson, and he was an animal rights activist for the network Direct Action Everywhere.
He was live catfishing.
Yeah. He somehow got on the air on Fox News on Mornings with Maria and posed as the CEO, Dennis Organ of Smithfield Foods. So, and she bought it hook, line, and sinker until about the end there. She started realizing maybe this guy's not who he's cracked up to be. She was rolling her. She was she was seen rolling her eyes at some of the comments that he made, but she didn't seem to suspect that she was being duped. But then after the interview, she came back on and apologized to the audience and says, quote, "It appears that we have been punked. Early in the program, I interviewed someone claiming to be the CEO of Smithfield Foods, Dennis Organ. We've since learned that this was not Dennis Organ, but an imposter making false claims about the company. He is someone who has absolutely no relation to Smithfield Foods. We want to apologize to Dennis Organ, Smithfield Foods, and our audience for making this mistake. We will, of course, be more vigilant."
You think she would have known something was up like the first time he trashed his own company, like on the first question?
You would think so.
The funnier part about that is like Smithfield Foods said something like, a quick Google search could have fucking figured out that wasn't the CEO.
Yeah, because he looked nothing like him, like nothing like the guy. Because I watched the interview, it was pretty funny. But nothing like the guy. So that reminds me of that Fred Curry story that you told us about with Jerry.
Yeah.
A while back.
Oh, that was one of my favorite moments ever.
Yeah, that is a great story. So, but that's it for weird news for me.
Oh. On a side note, Mike, I found all the anime, the Marvel anime.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting is that I didn't know about that is that there's actually a Blade anime too.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna grab all that after the show.
Yes. Blade and Iron Man.
Blade, Iron Man, Wolverine, and X-Men. They're all bundled up in one little nice, neat package.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm psyched to watch both of those, man. The Iron Man and I'm gonna watch the X-Men obviously too, but cool.
Yeah, I'm quite interested in what the Blade has to hold because I didn't even know about that one.
Isn't that fun? Finding some shit that's that old that you didn't know existed.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
Yeah. And then when it completely
like,
sucks, you're like, it's like fucking, oh.
Well, yeah. There's always that possibility too. But I like when it happens with a band. Like I like when I discover a band like 15 years past the fact, and it's like, oh shit, I have an entire discography to listen to.
Yeah, and you get like, wow, there's like fucking 10 albums. No shit.
Yep.
So I guess we're on to the toy news, huh?
Yeah. So, so RC. It looks like RC dropped. Masterpiece RC.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
Did you get it, Mike? No,
I didn't get it. I'm like pretty happy with my Fans Toys RC. Just because which isn't she's not the greatest either, but like, yeah, she just looks. I feel like she looks better. Although I will say this, I think the bottom half of RC of the Masterpiece RC looks better than the Fans Toys one. Like it's cleaner. I think it's a little cleaner looking, and it's like more. She looks, you know what I mean? She's like curvier, like she looks more like a girl.
More articulation.
Not sure about the articulation, although she looks like she's in all kinds of crazy poses and shit. But if I could take like the bottom half of this, I think Brother Kyle said the same thing, and take the bottom half of this and put the top half of Fans Toys RC on it, it would be a pretty awesome RC. But even the Fans Toys one had the little issue with the chest too, because like it didn't. Remember, it had like the gap on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Like it looked like it was supposed to snap in another whatever, another eighth of an inch.
Yeah, I remember that.
Quite an eighth of an inch, but yeah, I just can't get by. I can't get by that chest, man. This looks, and it's not even totally how it's shaped. It just looks. I don't know. It looks mistransformed. It looks like or unfinished at the top. She has it like her shoulder bits hanging out on the side, and I don't know.
I'll stick with my nicey.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah,
Nick
she's out
like RC, so
yeah, I'm sure she's a cool figure. Although she has a big ass fucking backpack, man. That's another thing. I think the Fans Toys one did better. Kind of kept the backpack, even though the Fans Toys backpack sucked too because it didn't really like tab in properly. But it was at least smaller. And then I don't know. Speaking of MPs, and this just came through, I think today. I saw it. I'm gonna put the article in the Discord chat.
Oh, the brand New Year's Eve reveal. Yeah, that drops actually like about a couple minutes after the New Year's.
So, what's your thoughts on that one, man? So, anyways, what we're referring to is the skids. For those of you that didn't see it, it's the They say that Takara Tomy has released concept art for the new masterpiece skids that will be released sometime in 2021.
So the thing that
I got a couple.
When I first saw this, I thought it was fake because why would Takara Tomy do skids?
Right. Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And then the second thing was, wasn't there some wording in here where they said it was a hybrid masterpiece, and that kind of makes a red flag go up in my brain. Like, is it not going to be?
Where'd you see that?
It was in one of the articles or whatever. I think it was on this one. Let me look it up. It might have been actually on the Twitter tweet. Check it out.
Oh, was it that one with the actual like Japanese and shit? Did you translate it? It was something from the translator thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like Japanese or if it's. But why would they use hybrid?
Those are always I always take those with a grain of salt because they're usually I read them just for entertainment value because it's like it's so funny how the translator.
Yeah, that's Japanese. They usually do pretty well with. I'm sorry, that's Chinese. We usually do pretty well with Japanese. So let me see if I can find it. But continue, and I'll let you know once I get it, and I can read it then.
Well, I don't know. I guess all there is to really talk about is figure out why they would pick skid. You know, and the funny thing about this is like I had zero interest in the Seeker, but like this one, I'd be probably checking out.
But aren't you happy with your X-Transbot skids?
Yeah, but if I didn't also have an X-Transbots crosscut, then it wouldn't bother me. But the fact that I have both of them and they're both the same mold, and I think I wouldn't like a different skids than crosscut.
It's
but
like
that being said,
you're like the fans are going, we want something different instead of Prime 3.0 and Starscream 2.0, and then Takara told me, well, here's skids. What do you think about that?
Right.
And they're like, no, that's not what we meant. They're like, but it's different. It's something you guys want. It's a different side character. They're like, but it's skids.
it feels like a troll, doesn't it? It feels like Takara, like they're trolling everybody.
But if you think about it, right? If this is based on Japanese like point of view, right?
Yeah.
That whole model of car can be like redone. Remember they did the police. I forget what anime that's from, but the X-Transbots did that repaint of the police car.
Yep. Yeah.
Is that what it was? So maybe
they did. They did two of them. They did the crosscut and they did that police one. And there might have been another one too. At very least, the original and then those two repaints. There might have been a third one, but yeah, I don't know. It's I mean, like, it's not exciting to us because X-Transbots has a skids, and it's and like you said, it's skids, you know. But here's the other thing, and I found this kind of interesting. Some comment I read on one of the threads I saw this on, and he was saying the IDW fans are loving it because skids is like a major character in IDW, and even though this isn't IDW skids, it's more of a G1 skids, or it looks like it's gonna be. They don't even give a fuck. They're like, dude, we see for us it's like skids, but for the IDW fans, they're like, dude, skids is popular, so they're psyched on skids. You know, and as we've been kind of like finding out, third party's not as widespread as maybe we thought it was, just because we knew about it. You know, so a lot of people never saw Savant. Was that his name, Savant?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
So I don't know.
You know, I don't see that hybrid word in the translation when I just translated. It must have been from another post or something. So maybe that's just like false information. So cool, but yeah, I mean, it's fucking skids.
I wonder what they're gonna because they're gonna repaint them as something. Like they'll probably do a crosscut. There was like 3 or 4 different skids die clones that were like different colors and shit like that.
Yeah, Hasbro will never turn down that repaint money.
No, hell no. Nor should they, because I might be interested in. one or so.
Make several Diaclone repaints. A Shattered Glass repaint.
No, Shattered Glass I don't do. I have that one, the one Shattered Glass, and is the Prime, and that's cool.
Yeah,
but I'm not. I don't try
there's
to.
5 of them. There's 5: red, blue, green, yellow, and fucking black.
Yep.
So they got there's plenty of repaint material with that mold.
That's almost secret territory.
That is. I have no idea where all that comes from, but yeah, that's there's a lot of them. There's a lot of excited people on Twitter. They're very excited about the skids.
Are you being facetious or are you being serious?
I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Good. I have some toys. If you don't have anything else, Mike.
Well, I was gonna bring one last thing up.
One thing. That's it. That's all you got. One thing. Man, I'm glad I wrote notes down.
So, well, no, I know. So the GI Joe thing, man.
Oh no!
Seriously, with these fucking GI Joes, dude.
So what happened? I missed something,
dude. I didn't even know anything about these goddamn characters, about Firefly and the Viper, right? Which is even worse because you need more than one Viper. And then, so I didn't even know these motherfuckers were coming out. And then I just started seeing people hiding them, posting on Facebook about hunting them and shit this morning. And I'm like, what the fuck is everybody talking about? And then I saw what they were talking about. I'm like, I didn't even hear anything about this shit.
Oh, they came out in stores today?
Yeah, and Target's another fucking Target exclusive.
Yeah, Alan posted about it like a day or two ago, and he's like, happy hunting, everybody. It's a Target exclusive in the chat.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Fucking ridiculous.
Well, I think it's all based around that Cobra Island, whatever wave. And I think that's all Target exclusive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which would be completely fine if they would do non-exclusive versions of all these characters. And I know they did the Trooper, and then they did, what are they calling it? The Infantry, which is basically Cobra Trooper.
Yeah, it's Cobra Trooper light with fewer accessories.
And that's fine. You know what I mean? I'm totally cool with that. But I hope they do that with some of these other fucking characters, man. It's crazy. I don't know. They got to know what's going on too. It's not like they're just bending the fandom over and fucking them and nobody's saying anything. Fucking they got to check. They got to see the shit on their social media and whatever that fans are getting fucked out of getting these things without paying whack ass prices on eBay or just getting shit lucky.
Yeah.
In the wild. It blows my fucking mind.
They don't care. People are buying their shit. They don't care.
Yeah, but it's got to be costing them something because people are quitting. You know, Richie fucking quit after the first one, and you saw in the chat, Gort said he was out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got
still enough people looking for him and buying them, I guess. Nothing like that. Not enough people have quit to put a dent in any type of sales.
No, I know it just sucks. It's fucking shitty that's how they're doing their fans.
Do you know what I need? I need one of those Supreme Cobra Commanders. That's what I need. If you guys ever
the pimp one?
Yeah, the pimp Cobra Commander. I need one of those.
Oh man, you're gonna end up paying out the ass for that one.
Yeah. Well, if you guys run across anybody that has one, let me know.
Yeah.
I need my pimp money Cobra Commander.
What's your limit? How much would you pay for that thing?
I don't know. Probably like $50.
$20, yeah.
$20. 2001.
I will pay retail and no more. and nothing.
$15. I'll give you $15.
I don't even know what it went for. On Pulse, I think it was 40. I think it went for. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure that was only 20.
No, it was. I think it was a little bit more than that. You guys still there?
Yeah. Are we done talking about that?
Yeah.
Fucking GI Joe bullshit. So,
anger.
Yeah. So the Zeta extra Zeta train bots. What are they? Moon Studios. The Moon Studios train bots are not now up for pre-order, and they all have names. Yeah, they all have names now and shit. Yep. Oh, you didn't see that, Levy? You had a whole thing right in one shot. Two of them are going to be out according to the schedule.
Mhm.
2 of them are going to be out in July, the other 2 in October, and then the other 2 in December. So by
I
the,
skip that one. I don't know.
you think what's that?
I might skip that one.
You told me that you were into it last time.
I am, but I don't know.
That's a
You saw all the pre-orders
$660
come up.
That's a
Yeah, that is-
$660 investment.
Yeah, that is a tall order, and I've been looking to try and cut fat where I can.
Speaking of cutting fat, the Supreme Commander was $30.
Was it 30?
Yeah.
Oh, was it 30? Huh.
hmm
Yeah, I thought it was only 20. Oh,
I
my bad.
got $40 for one. $40 tops.
That's including shipping.
I'll give you 25. Shipped.
Just as a goof, Jed, you should just go on eBay and like anywhere where there's a mega offer and just offer a slap in the face price. You know, you see one on there for like 110, offer $25.
$25 because your grubby hands touched it.
Offer $25 and a dick pic.
Yeah.
I will trade you a Supreme Commander for one Chuck Norris t-shirt. So, Mike, I'm assuming you've pre-ordered all 6, right? Did they say at all if they're going to be releasing that one at a time or if they're going to drop them all? Like it's a thing because they kind of put the pre-orders up for all of them.
You weren't here for the last 30 seconds, were you? You just levied me right there.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
I was probably busy looking up the Supreme Cobra Commander price. That's why.
Oh, that's probably it. 2 in July, 2 in October, 2 in December.
Oh, okay. In pairs. Cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they did with Constructicons. Released them in pairs.
I'm psyched on that, man. I can't wait for that to come out. It's gonna be awesome. I was gonna get 2 right away, 2 of each, but I'm thinking that they'll probably do the regular Zeta thing would be to put out the metallic one second. So I'll probably wait, get the first one, and then get like a metallic combiner
Yes.
or some shit. I guess
He wanted to get 2 of them so he can make a longer train.
I want to. Yeah. Can you imagine if somebody does that? 2 sets just so you have a fucking the long train and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. What's that there? Oh, that's my $1,300 train set. Go stimulus check.
Oh, dude, yeah, the stimulus check is going to cover them. How about that?
Well, only one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, only one of them. The second one's on me.
Yeah.
Christ.
Well, if you have a kid or, if you jointly file with your spouse and you don't tell her that it comes in.
Shh.
Imagine a box big enough for 2 ratings, like the whole. Like he doesn't hit the ship button until like the end of December, and all 12 of them are in. You're gonna be living in the fucking gutter with those things.
You go choo choo. You got anything else, Mike?
Yeah, I saw Fans Hobby put like a prototype for their. I guess that's the Energon Optimus Prime, the one where he's like the truck, but he's kind of a combiner.
Oh yeah.
Remember that shit?
The fat prime.
Yeah. I can't wait to see how they do that because they keep showing the combine mode.
2 weeks ago, Mike, when we were talking about the bunny ears Megatron, I think Friday night or Saturday they actually dropped like those colored shots of that mold, I guess.
Oh yeah. I saw
the
that.
Armada.
Yeah.
That's that's Fans Hobby, right?
Yeah, it's Fans Hobby.
Yeah.
I think it looks really good.
It does look good.
Like I don't know, it's just kind of the only thing I could see being somewhat cumbersome, and you have to be careful when you're looking at these product shots because they're showing all the best angles and making everything like, look as good as possible, obviously. But I could see the turret. I could see the turret being a little bit of a pain in the ass on that thing. Like when you have it up.
Literally.
Yeah, right. Like when he has it up on the side when he's holding it like an elephant gun or whatever, like then it's cool because it's kind of out of the way. But when he's not holding it and it's just stuck on the back, it's like it's pointing down at the ground and you have to have it off at an angle because if it's too long, like it ends up it would end up dragging on the ground. So you have to have it like off to the left or off to the right, like at this angle. I don't know, and it just kind of looks weird, you know. And it looks exactly like the original, but I still probably would have updated it to something like where they could have designed it where the turret collapsed in a little bit, like the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't be so out there, I guess. I don't know. But outside of that, I guess that's kind of nitpicky because that's how the old one looked. But outside of that, man, that thing looks dope. That and that other Prime that they're doing, like Armada Prime.
Levy, I got a few more Transformers news.
Okay.
Before you jump into anything else, they did show some more shots of the Kang Toys dive bomb, like colored shots and stuff.
Oh,
and that looks real good. And that convinced you, Mike, to go in on that set, right?
No, I think what convinced me was just knowing that it wasn't Zeta or Toy World for that matter. You know, because I was like just thinking about how they always get the money's worth out of molds, man, and they released all those Devastators, and even Zeta did it, you know, with the Bruticus and the Superion, doing all these different versions of them and shit. Yeah. So at that point, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna wait and get like a box set or like, you know. But then it turned out to not be those companies, and I'm like, well, maybe I won't have another shot at it if I don't get in on them. Because I love them, like right from the beginning. Like I liked them from the beginning. I was not getting them on for other reasons,
right?
You know. But then when I've kind of rethought it, I'm like, maybe I better get in on these and shit now, you know, just in case there is no second go.
Cool.
But yeah, that fucking dive bomb is nice looking, man. And I like some of the options too. Like I like you could have like the head out without the helmet. Or or the helmet pointing straight up like old school, or you could have like the helmet pointing back or over the head. I just thought those options. Yeah, dude. When he got it over, when he has that thing on his head, like over like a helmet and the wings are all out and shit, man, that shit just looks so cool. It just looks like some kind of like crazy ass, like, you know, Native American god, you know?
Yeah, it was it had a very Aztec look to it. Like a quasi-quaddle or whatever that's called. Dreamstar dropped that Sling Shoot promo.
They showed that video. Yeah.
And the pre-order went up for that too.
I didn't.
It was a little expensive.
The pre-order I didn't see. How much was it?
$160.
For which one?
For Sling Shoot.
What's Sling Shoot?
Slingshot.
The Dreamstar version of the aerial bots, the one that
real stylized.
Yeah, it's real stylized, and it was supposed to be like all in metal, like alloy colors, but they actually showed some pictures of it being colored with like the G1 colors on it too.
Oh, I see.
I see that thing. I don't know if I said this when we first saw the reveal, but to me, when I see that, I catch like a Nightverse vibe, like the, you know, first 2 minutes, like where everything was like G1, you know, we were all creaming our pants and shit like that. It was G1, but it was definitely like really stylized G1. And that's kind of how I see these things, you know, Nightverse-y, like where they're definitely cool and they're enough of an homage to the originals, but they're like, you know, they're different. I kind of dig them.
Make sure that's the right price. I think I saw it on Show Z for.
How much was it?
I think it was
160 is expensive for a limb.
It was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know it was pretty high. I can't remember if it was.
If you're paying 160 for a limb, that's 160. So that'd be 320. So you're looking at 640 for the limbs. And then
did you see in the video the way that the articulation works though, like the joints on the knee bend and the waist articulation
with the knees and shit like that? Do they have like pistons and shit?
Oh, you should watch that video. Yeah, it's actually looks like it's a lot. It's really built like really well, and it has like these really articulated like waist where you can bend it to the left and the right, and then has the ab crunch at the same time, and then turns
like the GI or not the GI Snake Eyes. Didn't you say Snake Eyes is like that? Got like a ball joint or some shit.
Is that Levy? Is Snake Eyes like? I think he is like that.
Which one? The G.I. Joe Classified?
Yeah.
Well, it's got a ball joint in the waist and then a ab crunch hinge.
Yeah. I thought you said there was one of them did it differently. It didn't like Snake Eyes did it with the.
Well, yeah, no, the G.I. Joe line does it a bit different than the Marvel Legends, because they have the ball joint in the waist, and then above it has an ab crunch, but the ab crunch itself is a hinge.
Oh, okay.
So you get also like the rotational movement of the ball joint at the waist, so you can do a left and right lean on the torso and whatnot, and then you also have the ab crunch. So, got anything else, Jed?
I'm sorry, it's 140. Yeah, it's 140.
Still though,
That's still expensive.
Yeah. 280 and 280, so that's 560 for limbs. So you're talking, you might be talking at least 700, more than that, 750, 800 maybe.
Yeah.
And that's if they don't decide to sell combiner parts separately.
Yeah, right.
Well, what I also read about is that the hand is integrated, so it's not a piece. It's not a parts forming with that.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah. The other thing I had was the bird binary. I don't know how to pronounce this. I think it's Kalavinka is the name of it. It's the company that did Nicey, Big Firebird. They released that black jet.
Oh yeah.
That's actually based on a Chinese manga called Bird Binary, and there's like a slew of like characters, a ton of them that are in like this manga, and it's the Twitter account. If you guys want to look it up, it's like see all of like the stuff that's involved with the manga. It's LAS91214. And they showed this and a bunch of other stuff back in October at the IGS Expo in China. And apparently the scale of it is going to be the same scale as like Cross Dimensions. So it's going to be a little bit shorter than an MP scale.
Where are these pictures at?
They're on Twitter. Here, let me put it in there. But apparently it's a Chinese manga that's been around for a little while, and then they partnered with Big Firebird, and they're doing all the characters and stuff from them. And there's some really cool like cross like characters. There's like a what's the name of the Batman's car thing, Levy, in the Dark Knight?
The Batmobile?
Yeah, but there was a word for it. It was like some type of tumbler or something like that.
Oh, the tumbler, yeah.
Yeah, there's a car that looks like a tumbler. There's one that has like I don't know if it's like a smoke screen type of look. There's one that's a helicopter. It kind of turns into it's like a triple changer, turns into like an animal, but like more like a mecha type of look to it. There's tons of them. A slew of them.
that does look like a Batmobile, man. I'm looking at this one.
There's one that has like a mecha type of tractor trailer with a trailer on it and shit.
I'm looking at one right now that looks like the Akira bike.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a couple of bikes that they have. The chopper. There's one where there's like a female character turns into like a rat kind of thing. There's a ton of different.
Yeah, these are dope as hell, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at these.
These are
There is
very
one here
cool.
that does look like a Batmobile. And it actually says "Beat Batbot."
Yeah, these are super cool, man.
So that's this line. So it actually comes from someplace. It's not just some random, Big Firebird product. And actually, they're showing like smaller, like little mini characters too. Like, you see that one the size of the USB key?
I don't believe so. Not yet.
You didn't see that one, or maybe it's some. Oh, that was just a retweet. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, there's like the purple bike, the red bike. Did you guys see this one? Let me see. It's called Alaska Gull. I'm gonna put it in the Discord.
I like that helicopter gunship. Oh,
I just got to that one.
Did you get that one? Yeah.
I think they'll do well with those. I think they're going to do well with these, man. These are cool. I'm not going to buy them, but I think they're pretty fucking cool.
They changed there's some like change from jets to like animals, kind of like a triple changer, mech type of beast thing.
Yeah, there's one that looks like it goes from a helicopter into a wolf. This wolf here looks like a command wolf from Zoids.
If you scroll down to like say around May 24th in their account, there's a animation and it actually shows like one of the big like I guess probably the commander bot or whatever it's like driving with the tractor trailer behind it and shit.
Yeah, I see that.
Anyway, there's a ton of characters that could come out for this line.
That's cool.
I think I might actually get it. So looks really neat. And they have prototypes like already built for like a lot of this stuff. Here's that one with Big Firebird was probably getting all their money from like Nicey or whatever. They were kind of busy doing all these prototypes for this stuff. There's one with a dragon and all that shit.
The dragon's very cool. Yeah, I like it. I like the shit.
That's all the Transformer stuff that I had. I had a couple other toy news, but Levy, you said you had some stuff too.
Yeah. Mafex announced, they put up for pre-order actually. Endgame Thor, Fat Thor. But they also put up Black Suit Superman from Reign of the Supermen.
Saw that.
And it looks really good. And it comes with all sorts of accessories. It comes with interchangeable lower legs to put the flight boots on, bunch of hands, that sort of thing.
Who's doing this? Mafex?
Yep. So I'm not so super excited about this one. I pre-ordered it, but the thing I like about it, though, is especially that first picture. Very, very true to Dan Jurgens' style. He's the guy that was drawing Superman back in the 90s.
He got big time mullet.
Yeah, well, this is when he got the mullet. Remember when he had the mullet in the 90s?
I didn't remember it being that mullety.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how it was. But I'm not super excited about this one, but I am very excited for the implication of it. Because it looks like they have the rights to do Reign of the Superman figures. And because with their Batman stuff, they were doing, Mafex was making Dark Knight Returns and Hush, like specifically from those stories, right? So this is, this was from Reign of the Superman, when Superman first resurrected, he was in this black suit and was... didn't have any powers or anything like that. So that's why he had to have the flight boots and everything. So what that tells me is that Mafex is going to be doing the four Supermen, Superboy, Steel, Cyborg, Superman, and the Eradicator. So I'm very excited to get those. And maybe they'll even release a Supergirl, which I'll be very happy for too.
Levy, I'm going to be honest. I don't really like the way this character looks.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm not super thrilled with it. I mean, it's very, very accurate.
Yeah.
And like I said, the sculpting and everything is very accurate to Dan Jurgens' art style. So I also did probably the primary reason I pre-ordered it was for the head sculpt, so I can put it on my regular Superman, so I can give him the mullet look if I want to.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, I'm more excited for the implications of possible future figures come out of this.
Possible future mullet.
Well, no, I mean specifically Superboy. I really, really would love to have a 90s era Superboy figure and Eradicator and all them. So
right.
And maybe, well, see if we get a Lex Luthor from this line, it would be the time when he was parading around as his son when he was actually a clone, which I'm not a big fan of because he had long orange hair and a big orange beard. Not my favorite appearance for Lex Luthor. I prefer the classic bald head. So yeah. So like I said, I'm excited for possible future figures to come from this. But all in all, it's sculpted well. It looks really good as far as accuracy goes. So
yeah.
And then they also put up for pre-order the Endgame Thor, which I'm probably going to skip because the Endgame Thor is actually kind of neat because he actually does come with the Stormbreaker and Mjolnir, but he also comes with two versions of those. One where it's just a normal version of the weapons, and then another one where the metal paint has more of a blue sheen to it to make it look like it's powered up. Mm-hmm. So like for when you put the lightning effects on them. So, but I mean, I'm getting the Endgame Captain America, which comes with the Mjolnir, so I don't need it for that. And I already have the Infinity War Thor, which I'm a much bigger fan of in terms of looks. So I don't think I'm going to get the Endgame Thor.
He likes his Thors in shape, Jed.
Yeah, I do prefer my Thor to be in shape.
I don't blame you.
I mean, it still does look cool. He's got the long hair and beard and everything like that with all the braids in it, which is a cool look for him. But I don't know. I just don't see enough there because really, I mean, the costume is exactly the same from Infinity War and Endgame. He's just fat. So
you're getting more for your buck.
Yeah. But I mean, it even comes with the same lightning effects that the Infinity War one came with. You know, that where you can take the discs on his costume, you can trade them out for ones that have lightning coming off of them and stuff and whatnot. So
he should come with beer.
Beer, yeah.
Kegs.
Can opener or a bottle opener, Stormbreaker,
and empty pizza boxes.
Yeah, a PlayStation.
Right.
A head sculpt with the headset on it. You know.
Right.
Or he threatened Noob Master 69.
Did you see that one meme about that?
No.
It was. It says that the reason why they were still playing the PlayStation 4 in 2025 is because they couldn't still find a PlayStation 5.
Still sold out. That's pretty funny.
Levy?
No, that's it for me, I think. I don't think anything else major got announced.
Rimuru was finally dropped. That was the main character from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, which is cool. That was a can't remember which company that was. I think that might have been
probably Figma, I would imagine.
Yeah, or Max Factory, or that's just a partner company of that same thing.
Right.
They had that, and they had a deluxe version of it, which was just insanely priced. It was like $140 or something crazy. The big, huge difference was like BBTS and Ami had like $40 difference between the regular figure. It was crazy, or $30 difference. Usually, it's not.
The BBTS are huge.
Usually, it's not like maybe it's like 20, but this was even more than that. It was like 30 or more. I forget what it was, but it was ridiculous. They also showed that Medicom toy is doing a 1/6 scale Kaneda that they're redoing, that they put out before the Project BM that I think it was like 10 years ago. But yeah, this 1/6 Kaneda, that was expensive. Or is expensive. That is like $330 for that, for freaking 1/6 scale, and that's without the bike. They're going to do the bike then on separate on top of it.
I think that they were selling Iron Man.
What's that?
You think they were making Iron Man?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but I guess it's a really popular in demand like toy, because the one from like 10 years ago is going for like $4,000 on eBay.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Damn.
And like I said, that's they're gonna do the bike then on top of it. I would love to get an Akira bike, but man, for $330 for just a figure, I can only imagine what the bike's gonna be. Probably be like $500 or more. What was the other one too? Hot Toys dropped the classic suit Spider-Man.
Oh, really?
You didn't see that, Levy? Oh man, I posted pictures of it.
Wait, who did?
Hot Toys.
Oh.
Like the classic comic Spider-Man?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
No.
Oh man, I had like images in the chat and everything. Here, hold on, let me upload that real quick for you. I hate Google sometimes. A lot of people are giving it shit because I guess it's a prototype and like the webbing is a little bit raised on the head and the gloves. Yeah. And they said it doesn't look right to them, and they said it's trash and blah 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 and all this other crap and stuff. I don't know. I think it looks fine. I put my pre-order in for it. So let me get you another. It comes with a diorama with a scorpion tail, which is kind of cool, and like a building scene and stuff. Let me get this picture. Is pretty good.
Oh, that's classic.
Yeah, he's got the dick cuts.
There we go. So this is going for $260. And it's the funny part is it comes with here, let me upload that. The funny part is it comes with the finger pointing hands.
Hey.
That's great.
But yeah. So I got this one coming. I pre-ordered this one, and then I also pre-ordered I still have the armored one. So, but it looks like it has like the same type of material, maybe, as that armored one. It doesn't look like it's cloth. Like it's like a more coarse type of, maybe like a plasticky type of material, as opposed to like.
I mean, the weapon looks raised on the costume too, so I don't see it really being a problem.
Well, I guess they were saying that here. Let's show this picture in here of all of them, all the stuff that it comes with. But if you look real close at the face, you can see like there's like shadows being created by the web on the head and not on the body.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, well, fuck them. If they don't like it, they don't have to buy it.
Right. Exactly. That's just a bunch of dumbasses get online and go, meh.
What do I care if somebody doesn't like it?
Mm-hmm.
If it's something that I want, damn right I'll buy it. But I'm not going to do this, but
I only wanted to get one Spider-Man, but unfortunately now I'm going to have two. So
yeah.
But this isn't due out till next year, I think.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah.
Is this supposed to be the costume from the game?
Yep, this is the classic suit from the game.
Okay, so it's the representation from the game itself.
Yep. Somebody was saying in the comments in the 1/6 scale Facebook group, they're like, there was like a bunch of executives at Hot Toys, and they're like, "Hey, you guys see this Sony Spider-Man game yet? Look at all the costumes you can pick from." They're like, oh, cha-ching.
Yeah.
Because there must be like 10 costumes of Spider-Man out already from Hot Toys, like from the PlayStation game.
Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah,
just a couple, just a few.
I do love that it comes with fingers, and that really likes people to buy two of them.
Just to recreate that one scene.
Yeah.
Here's your $600 meme.
And people are going to recreate it.
Yeah.
They are.
There's such a thing called Photoshop. So that's, it's not that hard.
Yeah, but Photoshop doesn't do your display any good.
Yeah. But that's all I got. So.
Want to move on to Q&A?
Yeah.
And get the fuck out.
All right, well, we'll do a quick one because I kind of forgot to share it out to different groups today. I made a post, scheduled it last night to post today, and I forgot to jump on today and then share it out to the other groups. So there's only one question, I think.
All right.
And that comes from our good friend SLB Vlog, a.k.a. Josh Lawrence. And he says, any New Year resolution? One of mine is to be nicer to Levy. Thanks, Josh. My New Year's resolution is to be meaner to Josh.
Take that.
My New Year's resolution is to keep with my New Year's resolution from last year, which is to complete projects.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to try to drop 30 pounds before TFCon. Oh, speaking of, shout out to Brother Kyle. Brother Kyle accomplished his mission, I think. But Brother Kyle weighs less than I do now.
Yeah,
so
he's under
good on Brother Kyle.
Yeah, that tripped me out, man. Because he only weighs a couple more pounds than I do, which is wild to think about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And like he did all that in like 1 year or less.
It's always like he would be the first person I bring up when like everybody was bitching about 2020, boo-hoo, we couldn't go to the bar. And it's like, I'm pretty proud of that dude. Like he accomplished a lot of fucking shit this year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when you find yourself saying, there was nothing to do, it's like, no, fuck you. There's plenty of shit to do. Look at this dude.
Yeah.
Brother Kyle is an inspiration to us all.
Yeah. Oh, you're waiting for mine? I don't really have one. No, I don't really. I found along the line, like most of my New Year's resolutions were, to eat healthier or to exercise more or whatever. But like, I pretty much stuck to all that. I lost my post-divorce eating weight, and I don't know. And I've been eating a lot better anyway. For like the whole, like, because like Vanessa actually like cooks and puts like green shit on the plate, and it's like, ooh, I'm gonna eat this green shit, and it's good. So I don't know. I'm like doing like all the shit that I would usually have a resolution to do. I'm kind of doing already, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I've had a pretty productive year too, like getting shit done and doing things, and so I don't know. I think my New Year's resolution is just to keep doing what I'm doing.
You could double up on mine and just be meaner to Josh.
I don't think so. Like, I think you're flying solo on that one. There's certain missions you can always count me in on, but I think you can handle that on your own.
I probably could. I'm just kidding, Josh. I don't want to be mean to you. You're nothing but a nice guy.
I'll make sure I make a sound bite of that. For every time you're mean to him, I'll just play it.
He knows when I'm mean to him, I'm just joshing him.
Oh man, dude.
Levy's resolution be more puns this year.
No, please don't. Please.
All the puns.
Do you have any other resolutions besides being mean to people, Levy, and posting more memes?
No, I don't like talking about resolutions because no one ever keeps them, and sure. I don't do that to myself. I feel like I'm jinxing myself if I do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have goals in mind, but I don't like talking about them either because I don't know. I feel like that jinxes them too.
Okay.
So sorry. I know that's not very compelling or anything, but
no, I'm with you. You know it always cracks me up when somebody quit smoking for like 3 days and they're like, I quit smoking.
Yeah, you're gonna quit that too.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Quit smoking.
It's like, no, man, you gotta wait, 6 months or whatever. Like wait for a milestone and then tell people you've been doing it. Yep. Well, if that's the only question, I guess that's it. So I don't know anybody, Levy or Jed, anybody got anything in closing?
Happy New Year again, everyone. Hopefully 21 will be a year.
It will be a year, that's for sure.
I'm just trying not to rock the boat too much.
What jinxing in one way or the other? Are you saying that you don't want to rock it too much? Like you don't want to think too positively that it's going to be a really good year to jinx that, or do you don't want to be like, oh fuck, it's just going to be 2020 extended?
Yeah, no, like I got this. I saw this meme that says, "Nobody claim 2021 is your year. We're all going to walk in real slow. Be good. Be quiet. Don't touch anything."
See,
that's kind of how I'm at right now.
No, I'm kind of like digging the positive vibe going in because I feel like you can talk yourself into it.
Yeah.
Like when people are in a shitty, like you've heard of what is it called when you a self-fulfilling prophecy, like when you got it in your head that something's going to be a certain way and it's going to suck because you think it's going to suck, so it's going to fucking suck.
Right.
And I feel like we've all had that shit going on for 2020, especially as it got further into the year and it just got nuttier and shittier. But now everybody's like, we joked around about the people I think this is going to be a light switch or whatever. But like, I feel like if everybody kind of got, I'm talking like such a hippie right now. If everybody got like a positive vibe going into 2021, maybe it will be a little better just because we're like doing reverse psychology. We're going to talk ourselves into being better and have a better attitude.
As the wise Guinan once said to a beleaguered Captain Riker, if a man is convinced he's going to die tomorrow, he'll usually find a way to make it happen.
That's right.
Yep. What's a quote that you always used to say, Mike? You're cautiously optimistic. Is that it?
Cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like 2021 is Bayverse, or not Bayverse, Nightverse.
It's on the
like,
fence to go one way or the other.
Yeah, we'll see what goes on. All right, well, if that's it from everybody, enough's enough. We're out.